Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gauntlet, where a group of adventurers are continuing their press forward to go through every monster in the official Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual. Joining me at the table today, we have Josh as Chrom the Crusher.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
James as Vomm Stigabashi.
Here for the slaughter. Lock up your daughters.
Emmy as Fess.
Let's hear it for the Shield of Kelemvor!
And RJ as Lontil.
I'm not going to miss my shot.
I, as always, am Scott, our GM, and I believe before we get going, the thing we only have to do is do our charity shout-out. So this month, our charity is... Emmy, do you want to take it?
Sure thing. Our charity this month is True Colors United. We have a link to them down below. Please go check them out if you're looking for some good charities to donate to this month. I mean, obviously there's lots, but we really like this one right now. They do a lot of excellent work with the LGBTQ youth and the homeless population, and they really need a lot of our help right now. So please go take a peek.
All right. Well, with that, guys, I think it's time to dive right into the Gauntlet. How are y'all feeling?
Born ready.
Prepared for vengeance!
Happy to be here.
Always ready to crush.
So with that, I'm going to go ahead and drop you in. Yeah, let's get our music going. So, when last we met our heroes, you had just finished off a collection of blink dogs who were doing a very good job at picking out the weakest out of the pack. You had just finished the last one off when, before the world was pulled out from under your feet, adjusting for our audience here, there we go. Before the world was pulled out from under your feet, you felt a rumbling in the ground. And here, to the bottom right, you see a collection of boars that are stampeding towards you in the field. And I believe we're just going to, now that we have a Lontil joining us, we're going to go ahead and start our initiative order at the top of the round. And that is going to bring us with Fess.
All right, let's have at it, shall we? Let's see. Going to measure here and have it so the audience cannot see my measurement. It's only for me. Okay. I will...
Oh, and actually, memory serves. During one of my painting shows, somebody decided to redeem an adrenaline surge. Sorry for throwing this onto you. So that happened. And before anything else can happen, Crandall95 has just redeemed Agent of Chaos.
Yes!
Opening things up with a Chaos Wheel. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, for watching our show, you are able to redeem inspiration points to give our players advantage and give enemies disadvantage and do crazy things like this Chaos Wheel. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
Wait, who's it on?
This is on Kromm.
It's on Kromm.
Right. Thank you, Crandall.
And it has gone on to a neutral. Heal all. So,
That's neutral?
Well, that's convenient.
it is.
That's a lot better than neutral.
So, heal all is every creature within a 20-foot radius of the target's location
Yeah, that
heals 3d8 points of damage. So, this being on Kromm the Crusher, it's gonna catch everyone and none of the boars. So, we are looking at
Crandall.
17 points of healing to all of you.
Oh!
Beautiful. What a way to start.
And
Really, Kelemvor is behind this wheel of chaos today.
before we can do anything else, Mr. Awesome has also redeemed Agent of Chaos. Spinning the wheel again. Round and round it goes, and this was on Fess, I believe.
Oh boy, this is my first one. Okay. Here we go.
Multi-Shrubs.
Oh no.
Multi-Shrubs
What?
summons
I'm sorry.
2d4 animated shrubs onto the battlefield. So, let me go ahead
Show us your
and bring those down.
Shrubs.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That might be the most chaotic one yet.
All right, where do I have shrubs hidden here?
What we got? Thank you, fair audience, for giving us this much joy. Return of the Shrubs. Oh, I'm so nostalgic. Remember how young we were at the beginning of the Gauntlet?
All right. And since I just need to get those onto the field, that I believe was on Fess, so they are going to summon equidistance from Fess.
Oh, good. My vengeance against the shrubbery will be never
There is
ending.
that. And now I'm going to have to catch up. And also, big thank you to Mr. Awesome for the 200 bits. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Awesome.
Your gold helps us survive. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So let me, with all that being done,
I was gonna say, what a way to begin the show.
yeah. I might have to start putting a limit on like when something can happen for the first time. Fess, you are still first up in initiative. What would you
am.
like to do now that you
Well-
have 3 boars and 4
And shrubs.
animated shrubs?
I would like to hold an action to attack whichever one of these creatures decides to enter my playing field first.
Okay, holding your action for whatever creature enters your area of attack first. Anything else from you, Fess?
That is my turn.
Alrighty. That is then going to bring us up to Kromm the Crusher.
Alright. Crumb remembers these animated shrubs from last time. These aren't so bad. He moves up and goes back to back with Fess, pulling out his flail and his shield. He swings at one of the shrubs.
Okay.
This shrub.
Alright, go ahead and roll that attack for me.
Right, here we go. That is a 16 to
Oh,
hit.
16 is definitely going to hit.
Right.
You mean the shrubs aren't hard to hit?
And that is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage to the first shrub. You immediately come up and give it a very nice trimming. It is gone entirely.
Crushed to bits.
Alright, anything else from you, Kromm?
That will do it for Crumb.
Alright.
Well, we back-to-back fist bump.
Yes, back-to-back fist bump, for sure.
Okay, that is then going to bring us to Lontil.
Being in my current spider form, GM,
Right, you are a spider.
giant spider, does the mass heal affect my standard hit points out of beast form?
Out of beast form, no. It would only be your current hit points as the beast.
Understood. Thank you so much. So, as soon as I resume my spindly shape,
Alrighty, and let me make sure. As a giant spider, what is your size
I am
category?
a large.
Alrighty.
It's a large spider.
The largest Lontil.
There you are, Lontil, and let me go
Very
ahead
large spider.
and
Oh my god.
give you control of that. There you
I
go.
would
You are
like-
good to go.
Thank you. I would like to use. My movement to go 10, 20, 30 feet.
Okay.
And I would like to attempt to raise my front legs, give a nice big inhale, and spit a web at this board located down here.
Okay. What?
So this is a ranged attack. And that's going to be, a 9 to hit.
Unfortunately, a 9 is not going to hit.
All right. That is my movement. In my action, I will end my turn.
All right. Now, just to double check, not hitting it with a web, does it still have an area of effect? Have you laid web down, or?
No, if it does not hit, there is nothing to keep track of.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. That is then going to bring us to the boars before they do something. Big old thank you to Lag Plus for redeeming an adrenaline surge for the next attacker, or the next player whose turn is up.
All right.
So, bringing us to the boars, this first one here is going to charge at, well, this new giant spider that just tried to attack him. So that is going to be, let's see here.
How frightening can they truly be?
It is going to come right here, and as it does so, using its charge attack, if it has moved at least 20 feet and hits you, well, something's going to happen. And so it is going to go ahead and then make that attack. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, that'll hit. So that is going to be its normal damage, plus its now tusks digging into you. So that is going to be 10 points of slashing damage in total, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Strength save. Excellent. I'm a large beastie. So this is going to be 16.
16, you are good. It attempts to knock you to the ground, but you are able to stand your ground and stay with this boar. Being said, the second one, 5, 10, 20. Ooh, it actually might not be able... Oh, wait, yeah. This one up here is going to... come right at you, Fess.
Yes.
And it is going to charge you. That is going to trigger your held action.
Yes, it is. And I still have the action surge, do I not?
The adrenaline surge, yes.
Yes, I know what I mean.
You're no fighter.
What character am I? Okay. That is going to double 16, so that's going to be a 21 to hit.
21 is definitely going to hit that boar. Let's see that damage.
That is going to be 7 points of piercing damage with my rapier.
All right, 7 points of piercing damage to this boar. Then that is then going to bring us to the boar attempting to attack you, which, my goodness gracious, a 5 is not going to do it. Why do they even try to attack the Shield of Kelemvor? No one will ever know. And this boar is going to come here and attempt to do the same thing.
May the luck be ever in its favor.
Well, a 15 is not going to do it, so that boar doesn't do anything as well.
Shield of Kelemvor.
Alrighty, that is then going to bring us to the animated shrubs. Before the animated shrubs go, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Psychos C4 for their subscription at Tier 1. Thank you so much, and welcome to the pack.
Welcome.
All right, this first animated shrub is just going to stay where it is here, and it is going to attack you, Kromm. And that is going to be a natural 20 to hit.
Alright, show me what you've got, Shrub.
The shrubs strike again.
And with their 1d4 minus 1, that's going to be 5 points of damage to you, Kromm.
That's pretty impressive for a Shrub.
That's one angry salad.
This other animated shrub is going to move up and attempt to attack Fess. And that is going to be a 5 to hit, so that's not going to do anything. The other animated shrub that is on the other side of Lontil, the giant spider, is going to attack with their flanking. That is going to be a 9 to hit. That is not going to do anything at all. That is going to be the end of the animated shrubs, bringing us to Vomm.
Finally. Right, I'm going to move in here, linking up with Kromm. And as I do, I shall be running and lobbing my spear directly at this boar.
Alrighty, go ahead and make that attack on advantage because of that wonderful adrenaline surge.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, not bad at all. That'll be a 22.
A 22 is definitely going to hit.
Lovely. Alright, there'll be 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points of piercing damage to that boar. Remind me again, that was the top or the bottom one?
The top one.
Alrighty. Very nice. As your spear flies through the air, catches the boar in the side. It's still up and at him, but is not looking amazing. That is then going to bring us to the top of the round with Fess. Also, a quick thank you to Mr. Awesome for redeeming an adrenaline surge on Kromm's next attack.
Alright.
So, Fess, you're up.
Our audience is clearly with us tonight. Let's give them a show. I will take a stab at that boar.
Alrighty.
Does a 13 hit the boar?
Drawing your rapier, you are able to hit the boar with a 13. Go ahead and roll damage.
Clearly they are weak. That's going to be 7 points of piercing damage once more.
7 points of piercing damage to this boar is enough to take it to the ground. It is gone. Anything else from you, Fess?
Death today. That is my turn.
All right, that is then going to bring us to Kromm the Crusher.
Right, Chrom taking that hit from the bush. Unable to get his rage up, but feeling the adrenaline course through his veins, swings at the second bush with his flail. That is pretty good. That will be a 22 as
22
well.
is most definitely going to hit. Go ahead and let's see that damage on that shrub.
Shrub there. Here we go. And that is very good. 12 points, my maximum damage with the flail.
12 points is enough in one hit to take the shrub from its animated pose into just a mass of lifeless leaves. Anything else from you, Kromm?
Yes, Chrom would like to just form the most badass action pose he can with his two allies and thank Mr. Awesome for the adrenaline.
As you have crushed this shrub in an explosion of leaves, they begin to scatter amongst you, holding your pose. It's a very anime as the leaves fall to the ground.
There's a silhouette behind us of our shadow. Very cool.
Oh yes, there's action lines. That is then going to bring us to Lontil, the giant spider.
All right, at the beginning of my turn, I need to roll to see if my web recharges.
All right.
I'll get it back.
Okay.
So, with that, I would like to make a bite attack on this boar here. I quite like the taste of pork.
Alrighty.
So that is going to be another 9.
9 to hit, unfortunately, is not going to do it.
All right. Need to switch up these dice quite badly. I would like then. I think I just. No, you know what? I'm gonna stay put. I'll take the brunt.
Alrighty. Montiel staying where they are. The boars are now going to continue their assault. Now no longer charging. This one here in front of Fess is just going to continue to attack, and that is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 hits the shield.
Alrighty, and that is going to be 4 points of slashing damage as this boar continues to gouge at you with its tusks and teeth.
Fine.
Lontil, the boar in front of you, is going to attempt to do the same on advantage because of its ally. That is going to be a 10 to hit, which I don't believe is going to do it for your spider form.
Yep.
All right, that is going to do it for the boars, which is then going to bring us to the animated shrubs. The one on the opposite side of you, Lontil, is going to attempt to attack you with its twigs. An 11 for, I don't think that's going to do it either. Fess, the one in front of you, is going to try, and with a 9 as the best that it can do, not much is going on with this shrub. It is just, it's an animated shrub. What do you want from it?
You know, it's actually kind of adorable. I will regret killing it.
She's kind of hopping around. That is then going to bring us to Vomm.
Right, very well. I draw my hammer and crash it against the metal of my shield, creating a resonant sound that echoes through the arena. I cast Toll the Dead upon this boar.
Ooh, okay.
It needs to make a wisdom save.
A wisdom save on the boar.
How wise are boars? We shall find out.
I'm guessing a 2 doesn't do it.
Let me
Oh.
check. Yes, I failed.
All right, so what happens?
And this boar has already taken damage, yes?
Yes, it has.
It takes 5 points of necrotic damage.
All right, 5 points of necrotic damage. As it does so, you can see it fall to one knee, and as the life is about to leave its eyes, there's a surge of adrenaline, and its eyes dilate, and it stands back up with a rush of energy. It is not looking good.
I have respect for this hairy pig.
Chrom knows that trick. He's impressed as well.
All right, anything else from you, Vomm?
No.
All right, that is then going to bring us back to the top of the round with Fess.
All right. I don't like that this boar managed to get me to bleed my own blood, so I'm going to attack it.
All righty.
I imagine a 25 will hit.
Oh, of course a 25 will hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Stabbing at it with my rapier. Maximum damage, that's going to be 11 points of piercing damage.
11 points of piercing damage. As this boar barely is able to get back up onto its hooves, you skewer it through the throat with your rapier, taking it down for good this time. Fess, anything else from you?
Overkill is what my god demands. That's enough for me.
All right. Kromm, you are up. Lontil, you are on deck.
Likewise to Fess's vengeance against the boars, Chrom will continue to enact his revenge against these animated shrubs. He will attack the one between him and the giant spider.
Alrighty, let's see that attack. Ooh, I seem to have lost you here on my end. One moment while I quickly reload my screen.
Your ally.
There we are. Kromm, what was that on the attack?
Alright, that is a 24.
A 24 is definitely going to hit. Go ahead and roll that damage on this shrub.
Alright, here we go. And that was the wrong die because I can't roll a 9 on a d8. My bad.
How did that happen?
That is 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
That is above maximum damage.
Higher than maximum. No, that is 7 points.
7 points of bludgeoning damage to this awakened shrub. Most of it is gone, and you can see that it's just a mass of twigs and roots with a couple of leaves left on it and its two big old googly eyes. It's still standing, but it's not looking like much of anything anymore. Kromm, anything else from you?
No, that will do it.
All right, Lontil, you are up.
All right, start of my turn, recharge my web. That's a 6, so get a bit.
All right.
So I am going to make one more bite attack at this boar here and see if we can actually sink my piercers in. Better. That is a 16 to hit.
16 is definitely going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage on that boar.
All right, so that is going to be 5 points of piercing damage and has to make a Constitution saving throw.
5 points of damage and the Constitution saving throw. That is going to be a 13 on the save.
So that will save. It's going to take half poison damage here.
All right.
So it's going to be 4 points of piercing damage.
All right. An additional
Poison damage.
An additional 4 points of poison damage as this giant spider sinks its fangs into the boar. You can see it begin to tense up, but it shrugs off the majority of that and continues to struggle. Montiel, anything else from you?
I would like to just move 10 feet here.
All right.
To get out of flanking from these darn pesky buggers. And then I'll finish my turn.
Okay. That is then going to bring us to the boar, who is going to attempt to gouge at you as you move away, and that is going to be a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alrighty, that is going to be 3 points of slashing damage as it dives its tusks into you. And that's going to do it for the boar. That is then going to bring us to the awakened shrubs. The the middle awakened shrub there is going to attempt to attack you again, Lontil, and on a 5 is not going to do much of anything. And, this one that is going after Fess is actually going to turn its attention to Kromm, and that is going to be a 15 to hit Kromm.
That will not hit.
That is not looking great for the animated shrubs. Boy, they could do a lot on the very first episode, are not able to do much these days. That is then going to bring us to Vomm.
Right. With my hammer still out, I'm going to move to here and try and crush this bush.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and see that attack roll.
Natural 20.
Okay! Of course that hits.
Let's
Go
get
ahead.
that overkill damage.
Blood for Grumsh, or twigs for Grumsh.
15 points of bludgeoning.
15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
For reasons!
You are
You're
able
welcome,
to
everybody.
overkill it doubled over. So, anything else from you, Vomm?
No.
All right, this is going to bring us to the top of the round with Fess.
Well, as adorable as it is, I think it's time for this shrub to die.
Okay.
Stab at it with my rapier. Will an 11 hit the shrub?
An 11 will hit the shrub.
Ah!
Go ahead and roll damage.
What AC?
All right, that is 9 damage.
9 points of damage. Again, the shrub, you're able to take one of its eyes off entirely, but the shrub is still there, just kind of wobbling around.
Somehow this is much sadder now. That will be my turn.
All right, that is then going to bring us to Kromm the Crusher. Lontil, you are on deck.
Chrom is going to look back over his shoulder at Vomm and say, "You keep this up, my friend. There will be 2 crushers on this team." And he will swing the flail at the shrub. And that is a 21 to hit.
Oh, yes. So as your flail goes into the shrub that has very low depth perception, go ahead and roll damage.
And another maximum damage, 12 points.
Okay. Both shrubs just shattered away to having nothing left of them. Anything else from you, Kromm?
Yes. Chrom would now like to move down to the other side of the board here. Give his friend advantage and try to make as much noise along the way to draw some attention.
Alrighty, now that you are able to face the actual enemies of this room, that is going to bring us to Lontil.
All right, after taking a bit of piercing damage from these wily tusks, and a loud, eerie squeal emits from Lontil's spider form as she doubles back and redoubles her attack with a bite attack on this ball.
Alrighty, go ahead and do it on advantage because of that wonderful flanking.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, so that is going to
Nice.
max damage.
On the crit!
That is 19 points of piercing damage and a con save, please, GM.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't think the con save's going to be.
It rolls an 18 on the die for the con save, so it's still only going to take half, but doubled still.
So, first off, 19 points.
Oh, don't worry, it's dead. I just want to know how overkill this is.
Oh, dead.
So then we
I
get
don't think it tracked how much overkill we've done tonight. It's a lot.
halved is an additional 10 points of poison damage.
Okay. Okay, so 29 points of damage. As the Gauntlet is also an educational show where we teach you about the monsters in the monster manual, the boar has the ability Relentless, where if it takes damage that would reduce it to 0 hit points, it is instead reduced to 1. However, that only takes effect if it takes 7 or less damage. That does not happen here. You bite into it and immediately it paralyzes, and you can feel in your spidery form your venom begin to melt the insides of this boar, preparing it for digestion.
Until tonight.
Anything else from you, Montiel? Jeez.
That'll finish my turn.
Okay.
Knowing is half the battle. The other half is extreme violence.
That's Chrom's favorite half.
With the boar falling to the ground, unmoving, you feel the familiar force of the wind rushing past you and the ground beneath your feet gone, and you find yourselves in a rather swampy environment. You can hear crickets echoing through the chamber that is still somehow outside. The feet beneath you is moist, and with every step you take, there's a to your far right, you can see a small frog-like creature, though it is a medium humanoid form that is holding a spear and sharpening it with a stone as it looks up to you as you enter and just holds its spear towards you. before anything happens, first off, this is a bullywug. Thank you, Mr. Awesome, for redeeming an adrenaline surge on Lontil. And we'll see if this should be a thank you or not to a Shady Scott for redeeming another Agent of Chaos. So let's see. Boy. This was on Vomm. Gonna go ahead and spin the Wheel of Chaos. What's gonna happen? I don't even know, guys.
Crumb loves chaos.
From protects. I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't at all.
Eiffel 65.
Oh no. Oh no.
What?
No.
What?
I don't know what it's going to be, but
Everything turns blue.
Sounds
Vomm,
bad.
you
sounds
look as your orcish skin turns a very deep shade of blue.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all that happens.
Cool.
I'm just picturing Tobias Fumke from Arrested Development. Doesn't work.
if you're blue.
Oh, and
I blew myself.
so with that, also there's an adrenaline surge on Vomm. So Vomm and Montiel both have an adrenaline surge.
He'll leave now. He's blue now. All that shit.
Okay, that is the... Where were we? Lontil just went. Vomm, you would be up. The Bullywug is actually up first in this order of initiative. So, it is going to... Yeah, with where it is, it's going to move here. It is going to step forward off of its log really quickly, and it is going to huck a spear at you, Vomm.
A tactic I know well.
Yeah, and that is and actually on that note, can I get a survival check for you to pick up your spear from the last room?
Certainly.
And that's only going to be a
11.
7 to hit, and 11, you've got your spear back. 7 to hit you, Vomm. That is not going to do anything with your new armor class of a 19. Heck, even with your old armor class, that was going to be fine. And after it has moved forward, it is then going to move
Here, as the Gauntlet, we believe in
back
impossible
a little bit.
armor classes.
I am also going to bring Lontil into the form that they should have. And actually, can I get... Actually, no, we're going to use everyone's passives on this, passive perceptions on this.
That is bad for Kromm.
It's bad for Fess.
Okay. Lontil, you actually see this as it happens, so there's not going to be any, you're not going to have any advantage, but another bullywug appears out of the water, the murky water in that area, and is going to move towards you and use their multi-attack feature to first make an attack, make a bite against you, and that is going to be a 12 to hit.
Will not hit.
And then they are going to attack you with their spear, which is going to be a 13 to hit.
Nope.
All right, and then they are going to stay there. Kromm, however, you do not notice this one as it appears out of the water and is going to come towards you, has just enough room, and is going to do the same. First, a bite action. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
That will just barely hit with my shield out.
All right, that will be 4 points of bludgeoning damage to you. And then it will attempt to hit you with its spear. That is going to be a 24 to hit with that.
That will also hit.
And that is going to be... Oh, it rolled a 1 on the damage dice, so that'll be 2 points of piercing damage from the spear.
Yes, Kromm knows that.
All right, that is going to do it for the bullywugs and is going to bring us to Vomm.
Right, finally. I'm going to move over to here, and as I charge in with my own spear, thrusting from behind my shield, I yell the battle cry. I have a blue house with a blue window. 23.
23 is definitely going to hit this bullywug. Go ahead and roll damage.
The new holy words of Grumsh.
5 points of piercing.
All right, 5 points of piercing damage onto the bullywug. Anything else from you, Vomm?
No.
Okay, that is then going to bring us before we come to the top of the round, I want to give a big thank you to Cy Cozy for the 100 bits. Thank you guys thank you so very much. And they say you guys can do it.
That we can.
Your help is appreciated. We
All
can
right.
do it better with you.
Top of the round, Fess, what would you like to do?
Well, let's see here. I want to help my friends. Chrom got hit pretty hard last time, so I'm gonna go give him a little bit of a boost here.
Very nice.
Step around here and with advantage, take a very skillful shot with my rapier.
Yes, you are. Go ahead and roll.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, a 17 is definitely going to hit this small toad person. Go ahead and roll damage.
Let's do this. That's going to be 9 damage.
9
of the
points.
piercing variety.
Alrighty, 9 points of piercing damage to this this frog. As you come up behind, you are able to hit it. You can see that as your rapier goes in, there's a bit of resistance to the flesh as it bows in, but you then pierce it, and it kind of gelatins back.
I feel a little nasty.
As you probably should. That is then anything else from you, Fess?
That is my turn.
Alright, that is then going to bring us to Chrom. And Lontil, you are on deck.
Right, Kromm will take advantage of this beautiful positioning by Fess. Go ahead and swing his flail at the frogman. That is a 22 to hit.
22 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage on the frogman.
Alright, that is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning damage. Very nice. Let's see here. Okay, that's actually enough to do it. This bullywug goes down for the count. It has croaked its last breath.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Fess.
Air high five.
Actually, we might be close enough if we reach.
It is truly a 2020 high five.
We make our own Eiffel Tower.
All right, that is then going to bring us to Lontil.
Seeing my friends to my right having a bit of fun, I want to have a nice little candy snack here. This frog, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to bite it.
Alrighty.
Feeling that rush of adrenaline on advantage, I roll with a 13 to hit.
13 is unfortunately not going to hit this bullywug as he just kind of moves around to the side. You bite into nothing.
Right, I would like to then move 10 feet here.
Okay.
It's my turn.
That is then going to bring us to the bullywugs. This one is going to attempt to move with you. It's just going to continue down slightly and is going to do the same. First with a bite attack. A 9 is not going to do much of anything. And then attacking you with his spear. A 6 is going to do even worse. My dice are liking you this week, guys. This is going okay. The bullywug here in front of you, Vomm, is going to attack you first with its bite, and a 12 is going to do nothing. And then with the spear, a 15 is going to do nothing as well. Boy, this is going great for them. That's then going to bring us to Vomm, you're up. Fess, you are on deck. Chrom, you're in the hole.
Excellent. I simply withdraw my spear and then try and thrust it through him one more time.
All right, let's see that attack. Oh, and thanks to Lazy Gothy, you have an adrenaline surge for this.
Amazing. Natural 20.
Hey! Okay. How much damage do you do?
I lunge forward, blew all the streets. 9 piercing damage.
9 points of piercing damage to this bullywug. As you leap towards it, it opens up its mouth attempting to croak, and you actually skewer it all the way through. It is ready to be cooked to enjoy some good frog's legs.
As I withdraw my spear, I growl in its dying face. And all the trees are too.
Oh, anything else from you, Vomm?
No.
All right. That is then going to bring us to Fess.
All right. Hearing the holy words of Grumsh. Dabba-dee dabba-doo. Going to come here and stab mightily at this creature for 17 to hit.
17 is most definitely going to hit that bullywug. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is going to be 10 damage.
10
Hit.
points of damage to this bully. Whoa. Yeah, it's not liking that, and it's not looking very good at all, but it is still hopping.
It still stands. I shall wait here to give my friend an excellent angle.
Alrighty. That is then going to bring us to Chrom.
Alright. We really blew our load on this room. Here we go. Last flail attack on the frog. Ooh, that's not good. No, that's a 10. 10 to hit.
10, unfortunately, is not going to do it.
Yes, Crumb does not have enough brain power to concentrate on puns and hitting things.
Puns are obviously the priority, Chrom.
It is true.
I'm glad to see you have this in order.
Alright, that is then going to bring us to Lontil.
All right. First, as my bonus action, I would like to use my Hungry Jaws feature. So we are going to make one attack on advantage. This is going to be two 14s.
2 14s on the
that's-
die, 14 in total.
On the die, so that's going to be a 16 total.
16 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
All right, so that is going to be 4 points of piercing damage, and I will gain 3 temporary hit points.
All right. 4 points is enough to do it as you your reptilian heritage kind of sinks into your spider. Your jaws open massively, and well, you've got a frog in your throat. Thank you. I'll be here all week. As the last bullywug is devoured, these large trees over here begin to shake and fall down to the ground as two constrictor snakes emerge from beneath their roots. This first one is going to come towards...
We're still in the middle of my turn, GM. And that was my bonus action to bites.
Oh, all right.
Would I
Bugger.
to do something before they move?
Cool. Well, they're not here right now. They're about to show up at the end of your turn. No, I'll go ahead and give them to you. I'll give them to you. I messed that up.
So seeing these arrive, I would like to, in my big spider form, gesture to behind my friends Chrom and Fess, and use my web spitting ability of my spider form. So this will be my action. This will be a ranged attack.
Alrighty.
That's going to be a 14 to hit.
A 14 is going to hit.
And I need to make a... Okay, so on a hit, I need to roll... Okay, it is restrained.
Okay.
And on its turn, it can make a strength check to attempt to free itself.
Okay. Is that at the start or at the end of its turn?
The restrained target can make a check. It doesn't specify. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
as an action.
Ah, gotcha. As an action. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Okay, that is then... Anything else for you?
No, that will finish my turn. And just want to clarify, that was on this snake here.
Yeah, the one over me. Yep.
That will now finish my turn.
Alrighty. That is then going to bring us to the snakes. Let's see here. This one being restrained. Yeah, it's gonna go ahead and make that that strength check. What is your what is the check that it needs to beat?
A 12.
A 12. All right. Well, with a 16, that's gonna do it. So it is no longer restrained. However, that is its action. It is then going to slither its way over here to join this party. This one up here is then going to... 10, 15... Wait, let's see. Yep. It's going to come right here. And is actually going to be making an attack against Lontil. Let's see here.
Oh boy.
All right. It is going to attempt to wrap its whole body around the giant snake. However, thanks to, let me double check the chat, thanks to Zagmeister, it has been sabotaged, so it is doing so at disadvantage. Which is great because that was a natural 20 on the first roll.
Oh! Zagmeister, thank you!
Which is then going to bring that second one down to an 8 on the attack, which is not going to do it. All right. That is going to do it for the Constrictor Snakes, bringing us to Vomm. Oh, we may have lost Vomm. Let me see here.
All right.
1 second while I attempt to reconnect Vomm. All right, there we go.
Apologies then. Brief
No
technical
worries.
difficulties. Right.
Probably
My
had
turn.
something to do with the blueness.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
much
throw me
blue.
off.
All right, Vomm,
All
you
right.
are up.
Now, I believe I missed. What is the status of this here gigantic snake?
It has just come up. It attempted to wrap its whole body around the, Lontil, the massive spider, but thanks to, I believe it was Zagmeister, that was unable to do so. Zagmeister canceled out one of those natural 20s.
Lovely. Well, in that case then, I'm going to bring myself running on over to here and I'm going to try and drive my spear into its scaly hide.
All right, go ahead and roll that attack.
Okay, that's a 21.
Yeah, 21's definitely going to do it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Oh, not bad. 8 points of piercing.
8 points of piercing damage to this large snake. Alrighty. You can see as your spear goes in, it cuts into the scales, but it doesn't go very far in. But it does still do a normal amount of damage. Anything else from you, Vomm?
No, I shall remain here.
All right, that is then going to bring us to Fess. You are up. Kromm, you are on deck, and Lontil, you are in the hole.
I shall carefully step over this snake and come here.
All right.
Give myself an advantage. Stabbing at it with my rapier. That's cocked, which is too bad. Soft 20.
A soft 20 is definitely going to hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Yes. With my rapier, that is going to be 7 piercing damage against this.
7 points of piercing damage against this snake, as you too find its scaly hide rather tough to get into, but still doing quite well against it. Nicely done, Fess. Anything else?
I shall send you to meet my god.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Kromm, you are up.
Why did it have to be snakes? Chrom hates snakes. So he will attack with the flail at the one between him and Vomm.
Alrighty.
We need to get
And-
Chrom a hat.
That is 23.
A
to
23
hit.
is definitely going to hit. Let's go ahead and see that damage.
Chrom's hatred fuels him even though he cannot rage. That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning damage. Very nice.
We need to get Chrom a hat, a whip.
That
Chrom would wear a hat with pride.
is actually enough to take down the constrictor snake. It is down for the count. Kromm, anything else from
Go.
you?
My blue friend, that is teamwork. F5.
All right, Lontil, you are up.
Right. I would like to move up here and join in the fray and make another lunging bite attack at this snake here.
Alrighty.
So that is going to be a 10 to hit.
A 10, unfortunately, is not going to do it for the snake.
All right. That's it. All we got as a spider.
Alrighty.
Oh, I need to roll for my wig.
Yes.
For my wig. Nope.
All right. So with that, it is the snake's turn, and this one is also going to attempt to wrap its body around Lontil, and that is going to be... oh boy, that's going to be just a 10. That's... whew, I'd love to show you what these things could do. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Our education does not require pay.
This...
Something tells Chrom we may be seeing these snakes again.
All right, the snake, being surrounded, appears to be becoming a little bit confused and is unable to get a grip onto the giant spider, which is then going to bring us to Vomm.
Excellent. I'm going to place myself behind it, surrounding the creature and attempting to spear its head with my spear.
All right, let's go ahead and see that attack on advantage because of that wonderful flanking.
Grimsh approves of spears because they are both verbs and nouns. 15.
15 is definitely going to hit. Let's see that damage.
Secretly, Grouch is really into grammar.
5 piercing.
5 piercing is more than enough to do it. As you pierce into the snake's body, its eyes, the secondary, the secondary lids that it has slowly close over, not closing all of the way, and it slumps onto the ground. Anything else from you, Vomm?
I've raised my spear triumphantly.
Alrighty. With that, once again, the ground is pulled out from beneath your feet, and you find yourselves in each of you find yourselves being landing in a cart. Except for you, Lontil, because you are big.
I was about to ask if Montiel would tip that card
Lontil,
over.
a couple of your spindly legs are in the cart, but most of your body is out of it. As you look around, you see 2 massive horses off to the side, gently grazing at the grass beneath their feet. They both look up at each of the groups in their respective carts, their eyes glazing over with red. A reminder that all creatures in the Gauntlet are magical summons and have no souls and are out for blood. These are draft horses, which is going to bring us to... Actually, they are up in this initiative order.
Their initiative is faster than mine. They must have been.
No, their initiative is slower than Vomm's.
Never mind.
Makes sense.
I am now less intimidated by the horse.
Which this one is going to come right up. Let's see. Yep, this one's going to come up here to you, Vomm, and is going to attempt to raise up and stomp at you with its hooves. And bless its heart, that's going to be 13 to hit, which I don't think is going to do it. And this one is going to come up. It does not seem to like spiders and is going to attempt to stomp down onto Lontil with a 19 to hit on that one.
That'll finally catch a leg.
Alrighty, so as the hooves come down on the giant spider, we are looking at 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And that is going to do it for the draft horses, bringing us to the top of the round with Fess.
Well, now that my pride is significantly less injured, I'm a little bit less mad, but I'm still out for blood. I shall hop down off the cart. Does that take me extra movement?
I'll say getting down, yeah, it's going to be technically difficult terrain.
Come around here
Okay.
with my rapier. That's going to be 21 to hit.
A 21 is definitely going to hit this massive horse. Let's go ahead and see that damage.
And straight for the muscle groups. It's going to be 6 piercing damage.
6 points of piercing damage. Very nicely done. You are able to hit this in its flanks, and you can see its large muscles tense up as your rapier goes in. As you pull it out, you can feel the muscles trying to keep the blade in. And there's a good bit of damage to it. Anything else from you, Fess?
That is my turn.
Okay, that is then going to bring us to Chrom. You are up. Lontil, you are on deck. Vomm, you are in the hole.
Crumb actually loves horses and has a great deal of respect for them. However, Crumb hates demonic constructs of all kinds, and he moves to attack.
All right.
Ah, yes, very nice. That is 24 to hit.
Oh, a 24 is definitely going to hit this draft horse. Let's see that damage.
Right, and that is 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Now, which weapon was this with? You have so many.
This was the flail.
The flail,
Yes.
all right.
It's becoming Crumb's signature weapon.
All right, so as you come around to the back of the side of this draft horse, you are able to smash it across its back flank with your flail. That took a pretty good chunk, but it is still standing strong. Anything else from you, Kromm?
That will do it.
All right. That is then going to bring us to Lontil.
Reaching out 2 long legs, I'm going to make an attempt to draw this horse closer to my little pincer mouth and attack it with my bite.
Alrighty.
On advantage, that is 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, 23 is gonna hit.
All right. That is going to be 5 points of piercing damage. I need a Constitution save.
Alrighty. And for that Constitution saving throw, that is going to be a 20.
That'll do fine, so I need to roll half damage.
And how much was that first bit of damage?
It was 5 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And another 4 points of poison damage.
And okay, so even with it succeeding on its save, you're able to pierce your fangs in, and the venom pumps into this horse's veins, and it seizes up and it falls to the ground.
I'm gonna roll and recharge my web. Nope.
All right, Lontil, anything else from you?
I will look around for any other movement or creatures that might be lurking around this field, but other than that, nothing else.
All right, best as you can see, there's not much else happening here, which is then going to bring us to Vomm.
Vomm also loves horses in as much as they are rich in nutrients and very dense. And I'm going to try and spear it.
All right, let's see that attack.
Priorities.
Oh, even on advantage, I'm afraid that's only a 12.
Only a 12, but oh man, wouldn't you know it? This thing is so big. A 12 is gonna hit. Let's see that damage.
Ah, excellent. Rumsch guide my pointy stick. 9 piercing.
9 points of piercing damage to. Okay. That's this horse is starting to bleed quite a bit. It's not looking fantastic. That is then, however, going to bring us to this draft horse. It is going to, as you have just attacked it, Vomm, it is going to attempt to attack you back, but you all have such high armor. Why does it even bother? That's going to be a 15 to hit. That's not going to do anything, which is then going to bring us to the top of the round with Fess. How would you like to likely kill this thing?
I would like to stab it with my rapier. It's a
Stabbing it with your rapier, my goodness.
Seems to be working, I know. How exotic. I have advantage, which is, of course, lovely. That's going to be a soft 20 to hit.
A soft 20 is definitely going to hit.
Just maybe. That's maximum damage!
Maximum damage!
Damage!
Before this horse goes down, I would just like to share from the chat from Pooh Shilu, did the horse hit? Nay!
The audience continues with puns!
And
We shall have more puns!
with that, the draft horse goes down. That is anything else from you on your turn, Fess?
That is my turn.
That is your turn. Okay. So, once again, the ground beneath you is pulled away, and immediately you feel yourselves dropped in a much more ashen area. The temperature has risen quite severely, and I see I have lots to do to make sure this actually looks good on camera. Oof, man. Let me...
See.
I know, the audience can't see, and I neglected to put a black background on this one. Oh, dear. However, that being said, you are in an area where it feels as though, as I said, the temperature is much higher. Behind you, you can feel the heat that is emanating off of a half-covered river of lava. The ground beneath you is ashen and dead, and you can see blood bubbling all around. And up ahead, you see 4 small, fiendish creatures that are all huddled in a corner as if talking amongst themselves. They see you approach, and as if prairie dogs, they rise up, look at you, and all... And...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Dretch.
These are Dretches.
That is clearly the sound they make.
Oh yeah, no, these are very sad creatures.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
Oh, they're not even that useful.
All right, well, that's going to bring us to Kromm the Crusher. You are up.
Alright. Well, Chrom would like to just take in his surrounding environment here, and seeing how far away these creatures are at the moment, would like to just take this turn to quaff a healing potion.
Okay.
So, that is 2d4 plus 2. Here we go. That's funny. 1 on one of them, a 4 on the other, so that is a total of 7 points of healing.
7
It
points
is
of
the
healing.
true
Very
D&D
nice.
experience.
Yes, very, very true of Chrom's experience here. He is looking much healthier, and he raises his shield,
Okay.
ready for anything.
That is then going to bring us to Lontil.
All
Oh,
right.
who needs to be a spider?
Yep,
Needs
I'm
to be
going
a spider.
to remember at the beginning of my turn to charge my web. Nope. So I would like to move in my spider form 10, 20, 30 feet. And I would like to hold my bite attack, but whenever a creature comes in range.
Okay. All right. Anything else for your turn, Lontil?
Nope, that'll finish.
Alrighty. Well, with that happening, that is going to bring us to the Dretches. And yeah, this first one's just going to come right up to you and attempt to make an attack, but that is going to trigger your held action. Go ahead and roll that attack for me.
That is 22 to hit.
22 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, so that is 9 points of piercing damage. I need a
9
constitution save,
points.
please, DM.
Alrighty. That is going to be a 11 on the con save.
That is what it needs to say. Damn!
All right.
Oof.
So how
So
many
then
points
we're
was the piercing?
Um,
Was that
I-
9, I
I-
believe?
It was
yes,
nine,
it was a
I think.
6 plus 3. And Neil, an additional 6 points of poison damage.
All right. So as you bite into this creature, you can feel your fangs go in and know the feeling of your venom leaving your venom sacs. And as the venom pumps into the Dretch, it stares you right like eye to one of your many eyes and is unfazed by the poison. It takes 0 damage,
Interesting.
which is then going to bring us to the Dretch itself. It is going to first attack, make a bite attack at you, and that is going to be a 21 to hit.
Bite for bite.
And that is going to be 3 points of piercing damage as it bites into you. As it tears a little bit of your spiry flesh off, it is then going to wreathe at you with its claw, and that is going to be a 21 to hit on that as well, which is then going to be 4 points of slashing damage as it cuts into your side.
As the claws rack across my skin, you see Montiel, in a flash of black and green, revert back to her lizard form self.
Alrighty. So let me go ahead and get your lizard form back onto the field. Alright, so you're going to be right here. That is then going to bring us to this Dretch, who is going to 5, 10, 15, 20 move here. And rather than attacking, it is going to look at you and look at the remaining party, and it's just going to sit back. And as it does so, a putrid cloud of gas begins to waft from it. And-
Demonic flatulence.
and that it wafts to about a 10-foot radius from it. Lontil, nothing happens to you as of now, I don't think. Yeah, you're good for now. Okay, so this Dretch is then going to move over here and is going to attack you, Lontil. With its first bite, that is going to be a 15 to hit.
Seeing it coming, I will deflect it with my spear.
Alrighty, and
Sorry, my scimitar.
then as it comes back to reave at you with its claws, unfortunately, that is a natural 20 on the die. So that is going to be 8 points of slashing damage as it cuts into your now re-reverted lizard form.
Thanks. Meh.
Oh, Lord.
The last Dretch is going to come up to you and is going to attack you as well with its bite. However, with a 2 on the die, that is going to be a 4 to hit. Not going to be much happening there. And then a 9 on its slashing. Now, having that surge of adrenaline of having taken so much damage, you're back to your normal form and ready to roll, and you dodge everything.
Montiel breathing heavy, slash marks across her chest, across her face, a deep wound from her side is gaping. She's not looking too hot.
All right, that is then going to bring us to Vomm.
Right. What to do? I am going to move to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to first lob a spear at this Dretch.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and see that attack.
23.
A 23 is definitely going to hit. Let's see that spear damage.
Okay, 7 piercing.
7 points of piercing damage to this lowest Dretch.
Right.
All right, anything else from you, Vomm?
Not for now.
Okay. That is then going to bring us to Fess. You are up. Chrom, you are on deck. Lontil, you are in the hole.
Alright. I'm going to... I don't want to measure anymore. I want to move. Here we go. I'm going to stride here. And as I'm walking, I'm going to use my bonus action to draw my rapier across the holy symbol of Kelemvor on my shield. And some gray smoke coalesces along the blade as it shines with a dark light. And I have cast Divine Favor upon myself.
Okay, so what's Divine Favor going to do?
Divine Favor, for the next minute, gives all of my weapon attacks an extra 1d4 radiant damage.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So,
Hey.
I now am going to attack this Dretch.
All right, let's see that attack.
That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh, that's, yes. Let's see damage. Plus, you're now newly added radiant damage.
That is going to be 10 piercing damage and 4 radiant damage.
Ooh, 10 piercing and 4 radiant for a total of 14 damage. That was very nicely done. It is, unfortunately, still standing.
I shall scream in its face.
I will also say, you do note that as you pierce into this abyssal creature with your rapier, the radiant damage, though helpful, it doesn't seem phased by it. All right, that is then going to bring us to Crumb the Crusher.
All right, Chrom is unfazed by this demonic flatulence. Just moves through the cloud, putting himself right side by side with the shield of Kelemvor.
All right.
Now, this is not technically flanking, correct?
Technically, actually, yes. If it's on the if it's on the opposite side in any way, I will give it flanking.
Great. So then, Chrom will attack the bottommost Dretch.
Alrighty.
We will still get a high five out of it. It will be epic.
And natural 20.
Oh.
Right. Now, orcish criticals here.
Yes.
Was that a 1 on the
Another
damage
one.
die?
That's a 1 on the damage die. Yet again.
Ah!
Pretty sure that's the 3rd week in a row.
For a total of how much?
Sorry. So that's a 1 on the first damage die, doubled to 2. The 3rd damage die is also a 1.
Oh my
3 points of damage, plus my 4 for my strength. My crit is 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Chrom, I think
Chrom.
we need to take your dice out in
That's
the
so
moonlight
cruel.
That was 2 different die.
Oh.
for that.
That's so cruel.
Okay, maybe you just need to crush them and start anew.
Start over, yes. Chrom will be ordering a new die set after tonight.
Okay. Really quick. So, anything else from you, Chrom?
Chrom would like to look down at his feet in shame. No high five for Fess this turn.
All right, that is
Sorry, Fess.
then going to bring us to Lontil, which, thanks to Shady Scott, has been given an adrenaline surge. You have advantage on your next attack. Because you are starting your turn in this cloud of putrid smoke, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Constitution save. Thank you. Now, do I get advantage on this? Or is that just my
No.
next attack?
Just
Okay.
on the next attack.
Okay, Constitution save. That's going to be a 10.
A 10, unfortunately, is not going to do it. You get a full nostril full of this just horrendous smelling gas. And because of that, you are now only able to either take an action or a bonus action. You cannot do both. And you are unable to take reactions for the next... until the start of your next turn.
Okay. So in this wafting gas of devilish, putrid stench, you hear Montiel begin to cackle. This high-pitched, squealing laughter echoes, and you wonder, is she losing her mind? And then the shield, the spider on her shield begins to glow as she once more, with her bonus action, transforms, this time, into a giant hyena.
A giant hyena.
Yes!
Do I have one of those?
You can use your direwolf if you have that. It's kind of the same.
Let me see here. Double checking on that. What is the size category?
Another large beast.
It is a large beast. Okay. While you are a hyena, go ahead and let me know what you would like to do while I try and pull this up.
Well, that is my action.
Oh, yes, so you can only do one of the two.
That is my bonus action, but it does regain me. It does bring me back up to 45 more hit points. So.
Wow.
God, I
Okay.
love that beat shape.
All right.
Do I risk moving? Do I risk moving and taking attacks of opportunity? Not with 4 of them there.
All right, yeah, we are going to go ahead and give you... Wow, that is a very unfortunate-looking model, but we're going to use it.
I'm just going to finish my turn.
And I'm going to say that
No,
that pushes that there and that there. All right.
I'm just gonna end my turn. I don't think I can risk anything.
Okay, well. In that case, that is going to bring us to these creatures. Oh, and thank you to Lazy Gothy for sabotaging the next Dretch that will be attacking. And that was going to be this Dretch here on the left, who was going to have advantage. Now, because of that, it is going to be a straight roll.
Yes, thank you.
That is going to be a 15 to hit on that bite attack.
That will hit. Yes.
All right. So that is going to be 5 points of piercing damage as it then pulls back to make a claw attack, and that is going to only be a 5 on the attack die there. So that's not going to do it there. The Dretch above you is going to make the same actions. That is going to be a 16 to attack with its bite. That is only going to be 1 point of piercing damage as it does that. And then it is going... That is cocked, unfortunately. That's going to be a 12 on its claw attacks. Not able to do much there. The Dretch...
The 12 will hit.
Oh, the 12 will hit. Alrighty.
12 just is what you need.
So that is going to be 4 points of slashing damage as it claws into you. The Dretch behind you is going to continue its attack on you as well, which is on advantage because of the flanking. And that is going to be a 17 on the bite, which is going to be another 4 points of piercing damage as it then comes in for the claw. That is going to be a 20 to hit in total, which will then be an additional 5 points of slashing damage.
Good lord, Gauntlet Master. What are you trying to do? Kill us?
Yes!
I think that's the idea.
That is literally his job.
The last Dretch is... You know what? They've very much got this whole pack mentality thing going on. It's actually going to... Yeah, it's going to stay where it is, and it is going to... Hey, Mod, just to let you know, that's another natural 20 on my die for you to take into consideration on its bite. It only rolled a 2, so that is going to be 4 points of piercing damage to you, Lontil, on that bite. And then, to balance things out, that is a natural 1 on its claw attack.
So 3 points total?
Yes.
Kelemvor demands balance in all things. This is just...
You've reduced Montiel down to half her the newest hit points in one turn.
In one turn.
All right. That's going to do it for all of the Dretches, which is then, that is 3 natural 20s for me tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Vomm, you are up. Fess, you are on deck, and Chrom, you are in the hole.
I have to say, as a GM myself, this is the most effective I've ever seen Dretch be. But yes, Vomm will again draw his hammer, crash it against his shield, creating the resonant tolling of the dead once more, and I cast it on this one.
Alrighty, and it has to make a wisdom?
Wisdom save.
Oh, that's not good. How about a 7?
No.
Okay. Alright, well, he fails. Let's see that damage.
12 necrotic.
12 points of necrotic damage is enough as the rest of you hear the soft dong, dong, echoing.
Soft about it at all.
Well, to the rest of them it is, but to this one Dretch, it reels back, covering its ears, and you see from its ears it begins to bleed. From its nostrils, blood flows, and it falls to the ground, its eyes rolling back in its head. Anything else from you, Vomm?
No, I'm pretty happy with that.
All right, that is then going to bring us
you
to
should be.
Fess.
Well, the question really is, did somehow that bell sound blue?
The bell didn't sound very blue, but you will note that Vomm is still looking quite blue. Now,
Alright.
because you are still starting your turn, though the creature is gone, its cloud remains. Fess, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. That is not great. That is going to be a 6.
A 6 is not going to do it, so you are poisoned until the start of your next round. You can either take an action or a bonus action. You cannot take reactions.
That is alright. Luckily I wasn't going to do any of those things anyway, so I'm going to stay right where I am and attack this gentleman right here.
Alrighty, let's see that attack.
That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh yes, a 22 is going to hit this Dretch. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, with my divine favor step, that is max damage.
Well, okay, what is that?
So, let me break this down. That's going to be 11 piercing and 4 radiant. So that's going to be
15 points of damage as you pull your rapier back and stab into it. You actually get it in the low of its spine, and you can see parts of its bone structure begin to light up under its skin with the radiant energy going into it. The creature then, the light goes dark, and the creature falls.
Alright.
Anything else from you, Fess?
As I move right over here, I shout backwards towards Crumb. Crumb! How do you feel about Dretches? And that will be my turn.
All right, so Chrom, at the top of your turn, before we know how you feel about Dretches, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well.
Yes, very good. That is 23.
23. Chrom, you have smelled far worse than this before. You are fine. Go ahead, and what would you like to do?
That said, as Chrom leaps over the Dretch that Fess has just slain and dashes around the back of this Dretch, he shouts, "Chrom hates Dretches!" And he would like to attack with the flail. That is 16 to hit.
16 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Give in to your hatred, Crumb.
Great, that is 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points of bludgeoning damage to this Dretch. Very nicely done. As you come behind it and conk it upside the head with your flail, you can see its whole head kind of crunches inwards and it pops itself back up. It's still looking okay.
That is metal. Chrom has respect.
That is then going to bring us to Lontil.
All right. A GM question. Can I assess where I can move to move out of this stench cloud?
Yes. So, actually, at the start of your turn, you are going to have to make that save again.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and draw this for you really quick. So the stench crowd emanated from here, and it's coming out to here, 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 and here.
Okay, thank you. So that is going to be an 18 on my Constitution save.
18, you are fine.
All right.
Now with your new hyena nostrils, you're like, oh yeah, no, that actually smells kind of tasty.
All right. So I first would like to attack this Dretch here.
Alrighty, let's see that attack.
And I have my adrenaline surge pumping after being quite ravaged by that group. That is going to be... Oh, that's good. 17 plus.
Ooh, 17 plus is going to hit. Let's go ahead and
attack.
see that damage.
So that is going to be 10 points of piercing damage.
10 points of piercing damage. That is actually enough to go into this Dretch and bring its head right off. As you then...
Excellent. Excellent. I was hoping you would say that. So, with my Rampage ability as a giant hyena, if I reduce a creature to 0 hit points, I can use my bonus action to make a bite attack on this Dretch here.
Ooh, very
Everyone,
cool.
Let's make Dretch happen.
Hyenas! Hyenas suggested.
All right.
Do I have it? Do I have advantage?
Yeah, no, it's flanked.
All right. That's a natural 20.
Nice!
Natural 20s for the hyenas!
Roll better than Crumb.
Wow. Okay, let's see that damage.
All right, so that's going to be 21 points of piercing damage.
21 points. As you rip off the head of the first Dretch, chew onto it a little bit, you're like, I don't like this toy. Spit it out. Rip off the head of the second Dretch, you're like, this one's much better. It's gone. Lontil, anything else from you on your turn?
I would like to sit down and look very proud of myself.
Good boy, good boy.
Okay.
Girl,
Give her
good girl.
scritches.
So with that, let me go ahead and get Lontil's hyena form taken. You, once again, feel the ground whipped out from under you, and you find yourselves in the familiar caverns that you have been before. However, this time you see off to the northern area in a small alcove a fresh fire that is burning to the far right in the by the watery pond where the drip where last Fess dealt with some horrifying tadpoles. You can see a collection of barrels, and directly to your left you see a table with fresh food still on it. And before all of that happens, a massive wheel falls out of the sky as Benjamin Collin has redeemed Agent of Chaos on Fess. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
Here we go!
Stim shot. Alrighty, let me go ahead.
Sounds good.
And
That sounds good.
yeah, this is a positive benefit.
Thank you, Benjamin!
So,
Our almighty mod.
Stim shot. Target recovers HP equal to 2 rolls of their hit dice.
Oh!
Good deal.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you!
And Zagmeister has also redeemed Rousing Speech. You all have inspiration.
Yeah!
Very nice.
You know,
I had used that.
I
Thank
am
you very much.
very, very glad that I over-prepped for today's session. I did not expect you to get this far without
know.
going down.
Our audience wants us
Wow.
to fight. Thank you!
So,
I regained 5 hit points and then once more at full health.
okay. All right, so let's see. Lontil was the last to go. That brings us to... Yeah, it's going to bring us to them. So, as you
We
all
like it when they go first in a room where we can't see them.
come to this cave, yeah, it's like I try and do that on purpose. No, I would never try and be unfair with you guys.
We appreciate that. We know the Gauntlet Master is violent but fair.
Okay. Lontil, a crossbow bolt comes firing in your direction, and that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Sure.
That is going to be 4 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save.
I don't care for this one bit.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay. So because you failed by 5 or more, you are unconscious.
That's not good.
Okay.
And as that has happened, let me go ahead and I'll say because they attacked, you would have seen this. A drow hiding behind this pillar.
All right.
And it came here for the shot. Lontil, really quick, do you does your beast form remain if you are unconscious?
Let me check the rules. I believe I fall back to my self.
Right. Well, while we are double checking on that, Vomm, you are also having a crossbow bolt shot at you, and that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Okay.
That is going to be 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to also make a Constitution saving throw.
Very well. Oh, all they've done is remove the healing I got right at the beginning. Constitution, you say?
Yes.
Constitution you shall have. Oh dear, 10.
10. All right, you two fail. However, you do not fall unconscious. You are only poisoned, so you have disadvantage on attacks and ability checks for the next hour.
That is a long time in the Gauntlet.
Curse these elves!
And Fess, a bolt is coming towards you. However, thanks to Lazy Gothy, this drow has been sabotaged, making this a straight roll. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
A 19 does not hit the shield of Kelemvor!
As you see a drow in this corner as well appear. And that is going to do it for the drow's turn.
Yes, GM, I revert to my lizard form.
Alrighty, so Lontil is back to their lizard form. Let me go ahead and grab Lontil.
And I am unconscious.
Montiel, who is... Where's the Z's? I know there's a sleepy. That'll work for sleep. All right, Lontil is unconscious. Which is going to bring us to... oh, goodness. That is then going to bring us to Vomm.
Right. Oh, I'm going to bare my teeth at this one and just charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try and spear this filthy elf.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll that attack on disadvantage.
Oh. 11.
11. And 11, unfortunately, is not going to hit the drow. Vomm, anything else from you on your turn?
No.
All right. That is then going to bring us to Fess. You are up. Kromm, you are on deck. Lontil, you are asleep.
Looking at Lontil, does she look asleep or does she look like she's lost all her hit points?
She looks asleep.
Okay. As much as this is terrible, right now I think I need to get them dead. So let me... Oh, no, not what I wanted to do at all. I want to measure now. Okay.
Now, one thing I will let you know, because this is something that, as much as I love Dungeons & Dragons and the Monster Manual, it doesn't do a very good job at letting its players know special actions that can be taken against certain abilities. So, this being asleep, this will you will awaken if you take damage or if another player takes an action to wake you up. And I'm going to go ahead and poison the both of you as well.
And if I were to heal, that would not wake her up.
No, it is only if she takes damage or if you go over and say, hey.
Okay.
Which, depending on how hard you do that, could be some damage. I don't know.
That's a tough call. But unfortunately, because my divine favor is only good for a minute, I feel, Lontil, as though I must go attack our foe.
Alrighty. So, Fess, rushing
series
forward.
Of rhymes there.
Rushing forward.
Alright, I shall attack this creature. Which, soft 20.
A soft 20 is definitely going to hit the Drow. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is going to be 5 piercing and 3 radiant damage.
5 piercing and 3 radiant damage. Fess, my goodness. 8 points of damage to this Drow. As you rush up, she is loading another bolt into her crossbow bolt and takes the rapier actually to the lower leg and is severely shocked. Anything else from you?
That is my turn.
Alrighty, that is then going to bring us to Kromm.
Alright, Chrom looks at Lontil sleeping on the ground, and then looks to Fess, and decides if they're all engaged, they can't keep shooting his friend. He's gonna move forward and attack with his flail. That
Alright.
is a soft 20 to
A
hit.
soft 20 is going to hit that Drow. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Alright, and that is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning damage. Very nicely done. Anything else from you, Kromm?
That will do it for Chrom this turn.
Alrighty, that is going to bring us to Lontil, who is asleep. Which is
See her
then...
little leg as she dreams. Of little rabbits running around.
That's then going to bring us to the Drow. Kromm, the one in front of you, is going to pull out their short sword and take an attack against you. Well, and that's going to be an 8 on the attack, so that's not going to do much. Fess, the one in front of you, is... oh, good question. Kromm, did you use your adrenaline surge? It looks like you may have had one that I had missed. Yes.
I did
Shady,
not use
Shady
my
Scott
adrenaline
redeemed
surge.
an adrenaline surge for you, so let's go ahead and see that on your attack.
You want me to re-roll that attack?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let that happen.
Alright.
Oh, wait,
Well,
sorry.
it was almost there. That was a 19.
Okay, all right. So, no critical on that.
But that's okay. Thank you for the adrenaline.
Fess, the Drow in front of you, is going to... my God, nope, not a 7's not going to do that. And Vomm, the Drow in front of you, is going to make an attack, and that is going to be 21 to hit on that. And that is going to be 7 points of piercing damage as this Drow pulls out his short sword and stabs right into your side. And that is going to do it for the Drow, bringing us to Vomm.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm looking a little bit rough. But, Vomm is not one to back down. Grumsh would not be pleased. And so I try and bring the elf to his knees.
Alrighty.
Oh, 9.
9, unfortunately, is not going to do it. Anything else from you, Vomm?
I rage against this elfish trickery.
Alrighty.
But no.
That is then going to bring us to Fess. You are up. Kromm, you are on deck.
Trying to continue to distract this elf from my fallen friend, I'm going to attack once more. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
A 16 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Good. That is going... Oh, that is great. That is going to be 5 piercing and 1 radiant damage.
5 piercing and 1 radiant damage is enough. As you stab your rapier into this Drow's gut, you can see radiant light emanating from her mouth and her eyes as she falls dead to the ground.
Alright. I shall take my movement. Come back here to protect my friend.
Alrighty.
My turn.
That is then going to bring us to Kromm. You are up.
You know what Chrom is going to do. He swings his flail and attacks again.
Alrighty, let's see that damage. Well,
That
attack.
is 22 to hit.
Oh, a 22
You
is
can see
most
that-
definitely going to
You
hit.
can see that damage.
Alrighty.
Great. Yes, a 1 on the damage die for 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage is also enough to do this. As you bring your flail from the ground, swinging it high, you catch the Drow in the jaw, which knocks him out.
Tonight, the key is persistence and not brute strength.
All right. Anything else from you, Chrom?
Crumb will also close ranks and move back in towards his friends, yeah.
All right, that is then going to bring us to the Drow, who is going to attempt to attack you again, Vomm. That is going to be a 20 to hit.
Yes.
That is going to be another 6 points of piercing damage as it continues to just jab at you with its short sword.
I am down.
All right, we have Vomm unconscious.
All right.
That is then
Filthy elf.
going to bring us to Vomm. I need you to make a death saving throw for me, please.
15.
15, all right. So you have one success. So I got to move you in order to actually get the thing that will let me give you an X. There we go.
The rules of the Gauntlet are strong.
Oh, yeah. A spectral hand just comes down and is like, 1 moment, please. Moves Vomm back and says, all right, continue.
Is Vomm still blue now that he's unconscious?
Vomm is still blue.
How will we know if he stops breathing?
Damn it.
All right.
Our medicine is supposed to be very strong.
Blue even in death.
That is then going to bring us to Fess.
All right. I'm going to... Ooh. All right. I'm going to turn to Kromm and tell him, wake our lizard friend. And I'm going to head... How close can I get? I don't want to heal you, just to get you back down again. All right. I'm going to, because I will not be able to get to you and heal you and keep you from this drow, I'm going to move right here. So that's taking my action to get there.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to look very intimidating.
Alrighty, so Fess rushing up to this drow, readying to attack. Lontil is still asleep, which then brings... Kromm. Kromm, you are up.
Yes. Crumb would like to use his action to rouse his scaly friend Lontil.
All right, Lontil, you come too. You are awake. It is a bright and sunny morning, and what in the world has happened to Vomm?
Right, yes. Crumb would like to brush off Lontil, the little dust on him, and say, I think our friend needs help. And that will do it for Crumb.
Okay, that is then going to bring us to Lontil.
All right. Coming to consciousness again, assessing the field, I would like to stand up using half my movement. For my action, I would like to down a healing pull from my pouch on my hip. Regaining 2d4 plus 2, yes, GM?
Yes.
7 points of healing to myself.
All right.
And then I would like to reach out a hand at my unconscious orc friend Vomm and cast Healing Word.
Very nice. All right, so go ahead and roll the healing on that. And I'm going to go ahead and move you again.
6 points of healing damage as this green and black swirling spider energy revives my orcish friend.
Pardon me, how much?
6.
Thank you all.
Once again, another spectral hand moves our blue friend and puts him back down.
Alrighty, so Vomm, you are back up. You are still poisoned. Both you and Lontil are poisoned and will still be at disadvantage on attacks and ability checks for an hour, which is going to be a while. With that being said, this drow is up and seeing you stand to your feet, Vomm. It's...
Well, I haven't stood up yet. I'm still lying down.
Oh yeah, you're still lying down. All right, let's see really quick. Is it going to go after Fess, or is it gonna? Yeah, it's gonna. This drow is gonna go after Fess. And,
Right, I shouted very convincingly.
and that's gonna be a 15 to hit. That's not gonna do anything. So Fess, you avoid that attack with its short sword, bringing us to Vomm. You are up.
Right, I'm going to rise to my feet, and as I wake up, I almost appear still to be mid-battle cry. And as I just rise, I lunge with my spear, and I'm going to spend my inspiration to make that a straight roll.
Alrighty.
Okay. 14.
14 is not gonna hit, unfortunately. Your spear makes contact, but it does not go through the chain shirt that this drow is wearing.
Well, was worth it.
All right, Vomm, anything else from you?
Nah.
Alrighty, that is then going to bring us to Fess.
Alright, seeing my friend up, I shall come right here.
Alrighty.
This seems like strategically the best place to be. That's going to be 17 to hit.
17 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is going to be 5 piercing and 2 radiant.
All right,
7.
5 piercing and 2 radiant as you flank this drow and stab into it. Anything else from you, Fess?
That is my turn.
All right, Kromm, you are up as things are beginning to not look great for this drow.
This Crumb would like to try to finish off the Drow, but he can't quite make it into range, so he's gonna move up, pull a javelin on his way, and hurl it at the Drow.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll that attack for me.
That is an 18 to hit.
Oh, an 18 is definitely going to hit the drow. Let's see that damage as your javelin
Beautiful.
soars through the air.
Alright, that is 6 points of damage with the javelin.
6 points of damage. I believe is going to be just enough as your javelin actually soars with a very nice aim and catches the drow right in the head. Vomm and Fess, you see the drow just between the two of you go out of sight. It is gone. Kromm, anything else from you on your turn?
Yes, Crumb would like... No, that will do it for Crumb. on his turn.
Alrighty. Before the ground is pulled out from under you, Kromm, can I get a survival check to see if you get your javelin back?
Alright. Ooh, that's very good. That's a soft 20.
A soft 20, yeah, you've got your javelin back. So, as you all feel the ground beginning to come out from under you and the blackness of heading into the next room comes, we're going to take a short break. So,
Oh boy.
The first half, we didn't die. That's what matters.
Because of our audience, because of
wow. Wow, you guys. That is amazing how far you've gotten.
I'm blue now.
Yeah, you're blue. Okay.
So how I feel about that?
So, yes, we are going to take a short 5-minute break so that our players can get a chance to stretch their legs, get some water or some caffeine, and what they might need. During this time, we would just like to shoot a quick reminder and let you all know that all bits that are being donated during this game are going directly to the players to their coffer to allow them to buy upgraded items as this game continues. Players, as of right now, at the beginning of today's session, you had 285 gold, and thanks to this current bit of donation, you have an additional 30 gold that has been donated to you. So that is 315 gold in your coffers. Also, if you are new to our channel here and are enjoying the show, please feel free to give us a follow. That actually helps our players out as well. The more followers we have, the more sanctuaries our players have to get to and actually recover from the combat. Although at this point, I don't think you all need it. Maybe I'll just take away one of the sanctuaries. That could be fine, right? That's okay.
That. You wouldn't do that.
No, I would not do that at all.
That's James speaking, not Vomm.
Yeah.
Guys, if all goes well, I expected a TPK long before this. If this keeps up and if the audience keeps doing what they're doing and redeeming those points, you might make it to the next sanctuary.
Let's do it.
So,
Potentially level 3.
with that, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We will be right back. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Before we get going into the game itself, I just want to give a big old thank you to Psycozy4 for the gifting of the sub. Thank you so very much. That means a lot to us.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's see here as we are getting back into it. Whoa, players, how you feeling?
On edge.
Yeah,
Definitely on edge.
No,
This
Kromm
is-
feels great.
This is the Gauntlet.
I have faith.
You've gotten pretty far, much farther than I expected you to get. But hey, we'll see if you can hold out to the next sanctuary. So I'm just gonna say now, I do think that a lot of this is going to be up to our audience. We've got 2 players that are at disadvantage for the next hour, which is going to be the rest of this session, and it's going to be until we get a TPK. We're sitting at little to no spell slots. Quick check, you guys. How many of you have a potion left?
Fess, I have a potion.
We have 1 healing potion left. And how are we doing on spell slots?
Tapped. Cantrips
left.
only.
Lontil's
I
got
have
the
used my
1.
last spell slot.
Crumb, how are you doing on spell slots over there?
Kromm has been out of range for 3 weeks now. So, honestly, he is ready to die.
No, great.
Oh boy. All right. Well, with that, as I said, those of you in the audience racking up those inspiration points, I hope you're saving them for some good things. We might be needing them. So,
No pressure, guys.
with that, let's bring things back in as you felt the ground pulled out from under you. I'm going to start the music first because that seems better.
Music's always
Atmosphere
good.
before I will things.
You find yourselves once again in... All right.
Oh,
What?
Why does the Gauntlet Master laugh?
You
We
find
don't like that.
you find yourselves once again in a so much stuff is happening in the chat and I'm so distracted. A room with strange machinations going on. To the far left, you can see a telescope looking off into the night sky, or what you think would be a night sky if you weren't inside the Gauntlet. To the far right, you can see a strange, it almost looks like a still with some steam pumping out of it. And you see 3 creatures that look similar to the mono drones that you had fought earlier. These small, winged, single-eyed creatures of clockwork. However, these appear to be built out of 2 rectangular shapes and have 2 eyes upon them. You have found a set of duo drones. However, before anything happens, I want to give a big old thank you to Benjamin Collin for the 500 bits, saying that you are all crushing it tonight, and thank you so much for that.
Fearless operator.
Kromm is
And
not very good at math, but that is 50 gold?
yes, that is
5
50 gold. That is 50 gold. Wait,
Wow.
hold on. I might be doing my math wrong. I will tell you later once I also don't have to deal with the fact that Zagmeister has redeemed Agent of Chaos on Lontil.
Alright!
So,
Okay.
starting things off with a spin of the wheel. Round and round it goes, and it lands on Speedy. This is a positive benefit.
Okay.
Lontil, you have had haste cast upon you.
AC is great!
So,
Yes.
let me go ahead and bring this up for you. All right, Lontil.
Yeah, I'm here.
Your speed is doubled. Your AC has been increased by 2. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you gain an additional action on each of your turns. That action can be used only to take the attack, only with a weapon attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action. This will last for 1 minute. However, when this spell ends, on the next turn after it ends, you cannot take actions until the end of your next turn. So, this will last for 6 turns.
Excellent.
Alrighty, so that is then Going to bring us to top of the round with Fess. Wait, Fess, who was the one to kill the last Drow? That was
Kromm the Crusher.
That was Kromm the Crusher, wasn't it?
That is correct.
That is going to bring us to Lontil. And, oh, goodness gracious. Big old thank you to, let me see here, so I can read this. Big old thank you to JabberJabba85 for cheering for 1,000 bits. Thank you so very much.
Wow.
That's so many healing potions. Thank you, kind audience. We love you so much. Kelemvor smiles upon you, and he doesn't smile a lot.
All right, so with that, that was Chrom. Lontil, you are up with your haste.
You see Montiel begin to twitch with excitement, having never fought these creatures before, and will advance here in this first one, and will make an attack.
All right, go ahead and make that attack. What are you attacking with?
My scimitar.
Your scimitar. Okay, now because of the poison, you are still at disadvantage.
Yeah, Roy, since I get 2 of them. Oh, that's cocked. That's cocked again. Oh my god. Cocked.
Stop cocking your dice!
Okay, so that is going to be a 6 to hit.
Did you say 6? Okay, yeah, no, that is not going to do it. So go ahead and for your second action, what would you like to do?
I would like to make another attack.
Alrighty.
That is going to be another 6.
Another 6. All right. So as Lontil rushes up with incredible speed, she makes 2 really quick attacks against this duodrone, who just stands there looking at itself, looks back up at Lontil, and appears to be untouched.
The other one was a natural 20, so I'm so...
That poison. Rough.
Yep.
All right. That is anything else from you on your turn, Lontil?
Nope.
All right. That is then going to bring us to the duodrones. This one that you have just rushed up to here is going to make an attack back. Using its multi-attack, it is going to make 2 attacks with its javelin. As its long arm kind of extends out, you can see an extension, and then its hand reforms, grabbing this new javelin in its arms. And that first attack is going to be a 6 to hit. That's not going to do anything. And 2 6s against you as well, Lontil. 6s for 6s. Alrighty. And that's going to be it for that duodrone. This duodrone over here is going to... let's see here. Move over here. And it too is going to create 2 javelins and chuck them at you from a distance. That first one, wow, is a 5 to hit, and that second one is a 7 to hit. Wow.
I'm literally doing the Matrix.
This one is going to do the same, chucking another 2. There we go, 14. That's a 17 to hit. However, with your speed, now giving you an 18 armor, not going to do it. And a 16 on that one. All of these javelins just going wide as you see Lontil, a blur, dodging all of this. That's going to be it for the duo drones, which is going to bring us to Vomm. Wow.
Oh, right. I'm going to move up. Let's go. 10, 15, 20, 30, and I am going to point my spear at this one. And I am going to, I'm just within range to be able to hurl it directly at its face.
All right, go ahead and chuck that spear.
With disadvantage, however.
Unfortunately, yes.
I rolled 2 18s, so
Ooh.
23.
23 is going to do it. Go ahead and roll damage on this.
Oh, see? Grumsh the one-eyed god spits in your poison, which probably makes it more poisonous, but that's by the by. 6 points of piercing.
6 points of piercing. All right, and that was to the bottom duodrone there?
Correct.
Alrighty. As the spear goes into its side, That took a pretty good chunk out of its lower box, I guess you could say, and it breaks open. You can see some cogs and gears spilling out of it, but it's still standing.
I successfully pierce its box.
Alrighty, that is then going to bring us to Fess. You are up. Chrom, you are on deck. Lontil, you are in the hole.
I'm not sure how Groom helped to throw so well when he only has one eye. I'm going to... Oh, nope, too far. Right here. Has all my movements. And I'm going to take out my hand, and again with that same dark smoke upon it, reach out and put my hand onto Lontil and expend 5 points of my lay on hands to cure the poison afflicting her.
Alrighty, so that poison is gone. Now, also, really quick, I would like to let you know that, Fess, you have an adrenaline surge that has been redeemed for you for your next attack. Just so you know.
On my next attack, I shall swing even mightier.
And let me see here. That was from, Lazy Gothy.
Thank you, Lazy Gothy.
Alrighty. So, Lontil, you are no longer at disadvantage. This is gonna be great. Fess, anything else from you?
That is my turn.
Okay, that is then going to bring us to Kromm the Crusher.
Yes, Kromm would like to crush. How is this lower duo drone here? How does he look?
It's lost a bit of itself, but it is still standing.
Alright, great. Well, then in that case, Kromm would like to move up, put himself in his favorite position back to back with Fess, and he would like to spend his inspiration to give himself advantage.
Alrighty, let's see that attack.
Alright, with the flail. That is a soft 20 to hit.
Soft 20 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
There we go. Yeah, time for new die. That's a 1 again. That's 5 points. 5 points total.
5 points total is still enough. You see where the bits are falling out of this duo drone. You wind up spinning the flail around and crack it on its underside, shattering it to pieces. It is gone. And you can see
Kromm exhausted. Oh, Kromm exhausted his rage so long ago that his attacks just don't have that same oomph behind them tonight.
As the pieces go flying, you can see that they actually turn to ash in midair and begin to fall to the ground.
All right.
Yes. So, that is then going to... Unless there's anything else from you, Kromm?
No, that will certainly do it.
All right, Lontil, you are up. You, with your haste and now no longer at disadvantage, what would you like to do?
In a scene very similar to one of my favorite films, Pulp Fiction. I just look behind me at all of the spears in the wall and attack it.
Alrighty. So, first attack, let's see it.
It's going to be, of course, on this one right in front of me.
All right.
That is going to be a 15 to hit with my scimitar.
A 15 is definitely going to hit. Let's go ahead and see that damage.
That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage.
7 points of slashing damage. Very nicely done on this duo drone. It's a good amount, but the duo drone is still going strong, holding its javelin ready to go.
As a bonus action, I would like to extend my scimitar towards this duo drone and cast Thorn Whip on this one.
Ooh, is Thorn Whip a bonus action?
It is. Well, it's a cantrip, but am I screwing it up again?
So,
forgive me. Oh, no, there we go.
Okay.
Reading the spell is...
It's all good. Give it 30 more years, we might know what we're doing with this game.
Sure. I'll make another attack on this drone in front of me. Sorry, folks.
All right, go ahead and make that. I see what you were trying to do, and it was going to be awesome.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
A 19 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is going to be 5 points of slashing damage. Once again, as I aim for his little spindly legs.
5 points as you rush towards and chop, basically working your way up with your scimitar. You shatter this thing into, once again, all the pieces fall to ash. That one's gone. Anything else from you, Lontil?
I would like to use my 60 feet of speed to run here.
Okay.
What is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it's 35. And then let's make it another here. Try and get out of range.
Okay.
And I'll finish my turn there.
All right. So
Hi, Mom.
after that, That's going to bring us to the remaining duo drone, who looks around at all of its friends and it's like, and is going to huck its javelins at. It's going to do one at each of Fess and Chrom, actually. And Fess, the one on you, is a natural 20.
That does hit the shield of Kelemvor.
I really need to get a camera die so that you all know I'm not making this shit up.
We trust you.
All right, so that is going to be 9 points of piercing damage to you, Fess. And then the one to you, Chrom, is going to be 17 to hit, which...
That will not quite hit with my shield out.
Oh boy, all right. And actually with that, it's going to back up. And that's going to be it for the Duodrome. It's looking scared. And that is then going to bring us to Vomm.
I'm going to see it. Try and scurry away. Simply hold out my hammer, point at it, say, "Oh no, you can't run from this." And I cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, so it needs to make a dexterity saving throw?
Correct.
All right, that is going to be an 11.
That fails.
That fails, okay. So, on that fail then, go ahead and roll damage.
That'll be 3 points of radiant damage.
3 points of radiant damage. Okay. As the heavens open up through this odd underground cave, yet also interior room, a beam of light comes down, and you can see heat emanating and wafting off of the duo drone, and it is take some radiant damage. Anything else from you, Vomm?
No, I'm going to say where I am.
All right. That is then going to bring us to the top of the round with Fess. Chrom, you are on deck.
All right. Straight up to this creature. And I shall stab at it righteously.
Stabbing at it righteously. Go ahead and do so.
18.
18. Yeah, 18's going to hit.
All right. So that is going to be 6 piercing damage and 4 radiant damage for 10 damage altogether.
Total of 10 damage altogether as this creature, you stab into it, and its whole body, with the heat of the radiant energy coming from the heavens, now coalescing over it once again, and it begins to burn and crumple. It is left into a pile of ash, gone. Fess, anything left from you on your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay, so with that, you all find yourselves pulled into the dark oblivion, and you land in a grassy field where up ahead of you, you see, you begin to have flashbacks of fear as what look to be oversized deer. You see 2 large elk grazing in the field look up to you, and with the similar red flash in their eyes, do not seem happy with your appearance. This is, once again, I would like to remind everyone that all of the creatures summoned in the Gauntlet are magical summons and have no souls whatsoever. Also, Babs 80015 has redeemed Rousing Speech to give all of you a point of inspiration.
Yes.
So there you go.
Vomm is roused.
That is then going to bring us, let's see, the elk on here. Oh, they're actually not very speedy at all. So that was Fess, right?
Yes.
Wow. So that is then going to bring us to... Oh, shoot. And Fess, I believe you had an adrenaline surge on that.
It's dead.
It's dead. So that... yes. So that is then going to bring us to Kromm the Crusher.
All right.
But thank you nonetheless.
You know what Chrom likes to do? Chrom would like to crush. He will move forward, and feeling freshly inspired, he will just use that inspiration right away.
All right. So on advantage, go ahead and roll that attack against the elk.
Good thing, too. That was a 3 and an 18, so that is a 24 to hit.
24 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage against this elk.
Right. Much better on the damage die as well. That is 11 points of damage.
3 points of damage. You guys, I've made the rooms too easy. What the heck? Chrom, anything else from you?
No, just thank you to Babs for that inspiration.
All right, that is then going to bring us to Lontil, who is still very speedy.
Oh yes. Seeing these two elk in this field, I'm eyeing up these juicy antlers as a nice trophy to go above my mantle. I'm going to rush in. I think with my movement, I can get here, GM, yes? With my 60 feet of speed?
Yes, you can.
Alright, I would like to take an attack with my scimitar.
All right, go ahead on advantage because it's flanked. And you're no longer... oh, dear. No, elk.
It's 11 to hit.
An 11 hits. This thing's
All right.
huge.
Alright.
Those are some soft
Oh,
elk.
roll damage.
3 points of slashing damage.
How much
on
was
my
that?
first attack. 3.
3? That's enough to finish off the first elk. It goes down. Ah.
My next trick. I would like to attack this elk.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Montiel is a monster.
I will use my inspiration.
We're all monsters.
And you're going to use your inspiration to give this... Go ahead.
Natural 20!
Oh my goodness, yes! Oh, Lontil, this is amazing. All right.
It's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
8 points of slashing damage?
Yes.
Okay. Whew. The elk is still up.
I'll finish my turn like that.
Okay. Vomm, it's your turn.
Oh, I'm faster than the elk.
You're faster than the elk.
Beautiful.
See what
Oh no, oh no.
education.
Bong, toll the dead.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
That is a 17 on the die.
Damn it!
Does anything happen?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, does that mean that the audience will get to see what an elk can do?
The audience
Apparently.
is going to see what an elk can do, but because it's got a lizard charged right at it in the blink of a freaking eye after killing its mate, it can't charge at anyone. So it's going to look at Lontil and just try and headbutt you. So it's gonna try and ram you. That's gonna be a 20 to hit.
Unfortunately, I can't seem to see straight, and it hits.
And that is going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage to Lontil.
That one hurts a bit. That hurts quite a bit.
Oh! My goodness, that was very loud into the microphone. I would like to apologize for that. The chat is yelling at me. Thank you so very much. That it had been sabotaged by Ben.
Saved once again.
Unfortunately, on the sabotage, it rolled a 19 on the die. So that still stands.
Yes. All right. So
Oh, goodness
not
gracious.
looking too great.
So that's then going to bring us to the top of the round with Fess.
All right, well, I shall have my vengeance upon deer. This looks like a deer to me. I'm going to get right here. I believe I can.
Oh, you can.
That is a natural 20.
Truly the bane of deer.
I will have my vengeance upon all deer. Kelemvor has
Shield
hand.
of Kelemvor.
That
Deer
is
killer.
from
No.
Back to Kromm.
dice. That is going to be 2 plus 3 is 5 piercing damage and 4 radiant damage for 9.
Did you double the roll on the radiant die? Okay, so that's still going to be enough to take this elk down. I am going to apologize right now.
Thank you.
I don't have an eloquent way of summing that up. I am at a loss for words for what just happened to this room.
Here to do your machinations, Gauntlet Master. We
Oh.
will have none of this.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Really quick before we keep going, Fess, I want to double check. Are you keeping score of how many turns have gone by with your... Perfect. I just wanted to check on that. So, Fess, anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Well, with having spent very little time in this room whatsoever, barely 6 seconds on the clock, the ground whoosh comes out from under you, and you find yourselves once again indoors, where you now see what appears to be an armory. At the front and the back of you, you see full suits of armor that appear to be stacked in a display setting. Again, to the left and the right, similar armor, but not full suits. This is more a collection of half plate and gauntlets and a helmet. No leg greaves in there at all. And that's all that you see. Bringing us to... Let's see here. Chrom, what would you like to do?
Does Chrom see anything that is currently looking like a threat?
Give me a perception check.
Yes. Chrom's favorite thing.
I will say, if you want to actively look, rather than just using your passive, it will be your action.
Yeah, no, Chrom would like to just look around. He's suspicious. He would like to hold an action and back up against Fess.
Alrighty, backing up against Fess. You see nothing that looks suspicious at all. Well,
holding an
you see
action
plenty of things that look suspicious. You see nothing that looks dangerous.
Right, shield out, flail at the ready. First thing that comes within range.
Okay. Well, that is then going to bring us to their turns. So the suits of armor at the top right and the bottom right of the room begin to shake and rattle as the swords fly loose and begin to fly towards you. These are flying swords.
All right.
So, this one up here is going to rush towards you, Chrom. And that is going to trigger your held action, so go ahead and make an attack against it.
A 7, I assume, does not hit.
You assume correctly, a 7 does not hit, as this flying sword now attempts to attack you, and that is going to be a 15 to hit, with your shield is not going to do anything. So that's then going to bring us to this other one that is going to fly towards Fess, and it is going to, natural 1 on that is not going to do anything either.
Stand there and laugh at it.
Well, with that, that's going to bring us to Lontil. You are up, and you are still speedy.
Alright, GM, looking around, do my friends look particularly ailing in any way? I'm trying to assess whether or not I'm the most damaged of the group.
Health check, everyone. How are we doing?
I've looked better, I've looked worse.
It's the Gauntlet. You can say exact numbers.
I have 4 hit points.
I have 9.
6.
Chrom feels pretty damn good at 19 out of 23.
Alright, so...
You know what? I take it back, chat. You don't need to help them anymore. It's fine.
For my first action, I would like to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Let me pull up my spell sheet here. As I take a moment to momentarily pause and regain 5 more hit points.
All right.
Using my last spell slot to keep this going, as I feel like that we are getting close to a sanctuary. And then I would like to move here to engage with this flying sword.
Okay.
And take an attack with my scimitar.
All right. Go ahead and do so on advantage because of that wonderful flanking.
That would be, oh, very good, 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah. 21's going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage on this piece of sharpened metal floating through the air.
4 points of slashing damage as I aim for the guard, the brittle section between the hilt and the handle.
All right. So as you attack with your scimitar, the blade itself kind of takes a defensive position and swing, it's as if it parries the attack. However, there's a little nick in the sword.
Excellent. That will finish my turn.
All right. That is then going to bring us to Vomm.
Excellent. Just to be clear, GM, was I able to recover my spear?
Let's see that survival check.
Survival.
Oh, 12.
12? Yeah, you're good.
Right, in that case, I will not be using my spear, however. I'm going to move myself here, draw my hammer, and try and whack this sword.
Alrighty, let's see that attack again on advantage. Wow, this worked out actually really nicely for you guys.
Straight roll, because I'm still
You're
poisoned.
still poisoned, that is correct. Thank you.
Okay, 22.
Oh, yes, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Lovely. That will be 8 points of bludgeoning.
8 points of bludgeoning. As you swing your hammer towards this blade, it too comes around, and as if in attacking it, it is being a part of this fight, somewhat being wielded by an unseen force. But you bend the blade ever so slightly with your hammer. It's that was pretty good. Anything else from you, Vomm?
Nah.
All right, that is then going to bring us to Fess. You are up. Chrom, you are on deck.
Well, this seems like a very obvious choice. I'm going to attack that.
All right, attacking the one that is between the two of you.
Oh, that's cocked. That would have been great. Okay, that's going to be an 18 to hit.
An 18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Still good, still good. That is going to be 5 piercing and 2 radiant.
5 piercing and 2 radiant. Okay. As you, again, this blade seems to dance with you as you are fighting it, but you are, as you thrust, and it parries and parries, it's getting scraped up, and you actually do catch the handle of the blade, and its wrappings become slightly unwrapped. So
I know this dance.
that is then anything else from you, Fess?
That is my turn.
All right, that is going to bring us to Kromm.
All right. Excuse me. Kromm would like to take a moment to admire this beautiful formation his allies have put themselves into. It is like a double-decker sword sandwich. Kromm is hungry now, but that will not stop him from making his attack with his flail on the sword between him and Vomm. Very nice. That is a 21 to hit.
A 21 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. As you are rolling damage, Kromm, you're probably going to be the one to do this. Ben has been keeping track. We are currently at a total of 498 damage having been dealt from you all during this game. Kromm, you're about to tip that over.
Yes, Kromm doesn't even need to roll to make that over 500, but here it comes anyways. That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage is just enough, actually, as you swing around and crash into the sword with your flail. You catch it right in the mid-blade section, and it shatters, and the pieces fall to the ground. All right. Anything else left from you, Kromm?
Kromm's hunger cannot stop him from crushing.
Alrighty.
He'd like to move down and surround the other sword with his allies.
Ooh, okay, that is then going to bring us to the last remaining sword. That is going to attempt to... it doesn't know what it's going to do at this point. It's been liking what it's been doing here. It's going to go after... Oh, wow. Not a 20, but it rolled a 19 on the die for you, Lontil, and that is going to then be 8 points of slashing damage as it cuts into you. Oh! And that's going to do it for the flying sword. That is then going to bring us to Lontil.
Oh, I think you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack it twice.
All right.
Advantage. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
A 14 is definitely going to... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying that. A 14 does not hit.
Damn. Having my first attack parried, I'm going to attempt to whirl around and slash overhead. My second attack.
Alrighty.
Oh, 7.
7's not going to do it either. All right. So, anything else from you on your turn, Lontil?
Oh, this is now precariously problematic. Can't do anything with my bonus action at 1 hit point. Come on, Fess! Come on, Chrom! Help me out!
Alrighty, that is going to bring us to Vomm. You are up.
Fear not. The Blue Orc is here.
I will never be afraid when I see the blue orc.
Alright. Trying to whack it with me hammer. 17.
17 just hits.
Oh,
Whoa.
come on. Oh, 4 bludgeoning damage. I
4
rolled a one.
points of bludgeoning damage.
rolled a Kromm.
Alrighty.
Roll the Kromm.
So, as you come around and attempt to hit this one with your hammer as well, you catch it in the same mid-blade section, and you see it crack, but it does not shatter. Still flying strong. Anything else from you, Vomm?
No.
Alright, that is then going to bring us to top of the round with Fess.
Fine, I'll attack it. This feels like such a waste of my radiant. Fine. 3 more rounds of this. Okay. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
A 23 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And as you're rolling that damage, I would like to say a big old thank you to Poplo 1001 for redeeming an adrenaline surge for Kromm the Crusher.
Thank you.
Alright. Kromm loves adrenaline.
That is going to be 10 piercing damage and 3 radiant damage.
10 points of piercing damage, and that's enough to do it, as this sword is overheated with the radiant energy coming from your blade. It melts ever so slightly, and then falls to the ground. Fess, anything else from you on your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. With that, you feel yourselves being whisked away and landing in a grassy field where off to the far side you see 2 badgers, similar to what you had seen before. However, these being much larger, though still a medium-sized creature. These are giant badgers. Which, for them, then that's actually going to bring us to Kromm. Your turn.
Well, I think everybody knows how Kromm feels about badgers, seeing as they are rodents. Kromm hates rodents.
The
But-
vermin. Wait, no, maybe they are rodents. I don't know.
Kromm is also not very good at naturalism or classifications, so he may be confused about them being rodents.
Neither am I. Okay, don't tell me.
But Kromm, seeing that his party is now growing weak, would like to stay with the group to keep them protected. He will go to his favorite spot with Fess and ready an action with his flail.
Okay, readying an action with your flail. That is then going to bring us to Lontil. You are up.
I would also like to stay put, seeing as I am, well, you know what? I've got it. This is my last turn with my haste spill.
Actually, you've got lasts for a
Six.
minute. And
Yeah, 6 turns. This is number 5.
oh no, 10
Okay.
turns.
That. Sorry?
10 turns. You are halfway through.
Oh my goodness, Will. With 1 hit point left, not feeling very adventurous, so I am going to just measure it quickly here. A moment, folks at home. Yeah, that's it. This badger here, down to the lower left, is in range of Thorn Whip, so I'm going to extend out my shield, move it in a circular motion as I summon the vines and the that are growing from the grass here, and I'm going to whoosh, cast Thorn Whip on this badger.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll that attack.
That is going to be a 14 to hit.
A 14 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage as it is pulled 10 feet towards you.
All right, so that is going to be not too bad. Not too good. Sorry, 1 point of piercing damage,
1 point of piercing damage. Alrighty.
and it is pulled 10 feet closer.
Alright. Anything else from you, Lontil?
I have a second action, so I.
Now, with that action, you can only use an attack with a weapon, disengage, dash,
Ish.
believe dodge. Hold on, I still have this open.
Can
Yes,
you
I
dip?
have-
Duck.
I have it here.
Oh, perfect.
GM. Yes, I would like to. I have 1 hit point. It's so hard to make decisions when you have this one health. Okay. I'm going to just move myself within my friends and finish my turn.
Okay. That is then going to bring us to the giant badgers. This one is going to move, let's see. Yep, it's going to move right here to you, Chrom, and that is going to trigger your held action. Go ahead and roll that attack on advantage, thanks to the redeemed adrenaline surge.
Thank you for the adrenaline. Chrom feels it rush through his veins. That is 19.
Oh, most assuredly hits. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Right. And that is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning damage. Very nicely done. So, as this badger comes up, you crush down into its skull with your flail. However, it is still coming at you and is going to use its multi-attack to first bite you and then attack with its claws. That is an 18 on the die, bringing a 21 to hit with its bite.
Definitely hits.
And that is going to be 6 points of piercing damage. As for its claw attack, that is going to be a 15 to hit.
That will not hit.
Alrighty, so that's going to do it for that badger. This badger down here is going to come up to you, Vomm, and attempt to do the same. That first attack is going to be a 20 to hit with its bite. That is going to be 5 points of piercing damage as it bites into you.
Oh, I'm down to 1.
Alright, and then for its claw attack, that is cocked. That is a natural 1. Bringing us to Vomm, your turn. What would you like to do?
I heft my hammer, and as I bring it down towards the stripy thing's head, I yell, "Badgers are technically a member of the weasel family!"
Vomm, on the other hand, knows a lot about nature. Probably best.
Oh, I'm still at disadvantage, yes?
Yes, you are.
Oh, natural 1.
Natural 1. Unfortunately, still with the poison in you, you're seeing double of these things, and you are unable to hit it. Anything else from you on your turn, Vomm?
No.
Alright, that is going to bring us to Fess.
Shaking off the shame of not being really good with animals and their nomenclature, I'm going to come right around here, try and distract this one from my friend.
Alright, go ahead and roll that attack.
There's 19 on the die,
Oh, that'll do it.
so that is going to be 5 piercing and 3 radiant damage to the badger.
Ooh, 5 piercing and 3 radiant. Very nicely done. Though hurt, it is still up and at them. Anything else from you on your turn, Fess?
I'm going to just pound on my shield and try and look tasty.
Okay. That is then going to bring us to Kromm the Crusher. And Lontil, you are on deck.
Chrom would just like to point out that his skill modifier for nature checks is a -2, so forgive him. He still thinks that these badgers are rodents, and he hates rodents.
Mine is
he
a
would
-1. I just looked it up after last time.
He would like to attack with the flail. And that is an 18 on the die, bringing it to 24 to
That
hit.
will definitely hit the giant badger. Let's see that damage.
He screams, "Badgers are rodents!" as he brings it down with 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage as you smash this weasel, but your rodent, it scatters. And you've divided it into 2, so now it can be 1/2 weasel and 1/2 rodent.
It changes species.
Kromm, anything else from you?
Chrom would just like to put himself in between the last remaining rodent and his scaly friend.
All right, that is going to
No,
bring...
actually, he will move all the way up to the... Once he sees how bad Vomm is looking, he moves all the way up to the weasel.
All right, that is going to bring us to Lontil. You are up.
Right.
Is she gonna do it?
Seeing my blue orc friend in the middle of the fray, looking as haggard as she is, Montiel is going to move around and to this side of the badger and
Okay.
take a swing with her scimitar
All right.
The first action. That is going to be a 13 to hit.
A 13 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. While you're rolling damage, a big thank you to Shady Scott for redeeming an adrenaline surge for Vomm.
Thank you very much.
Max damage this time. That's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
8 points of slashing damage as you cut down into this badger is enough to bring it to the ground. Lontil, anything else on your turn?
I would like to... attempt to use my final action to hide behind Grumsh, or behind Vomm.
All right.
Just because I have an extra action to use.
After slaying this badger, you immediately rush behind Vomm very quickly. Just, and with that, your feet are pulled out from under you, and you find yourselves in a cavern once again. Before this happens, first off, I would like to say a big old thank you to Babs8015 for cheering of the 1,500 bits. My goodness. That is amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is going a lot to your the ability for you guys to buy some better gear.
We are stronger. I will have a crossbow.
As this is
We're just gonna
happening,
get to that sanctuary for a shopping trip.
ladies and gentlemen of the chat, I am hesitant to do this, but I'm going to ask you, the easy room or the hard room?
Oh no.
I'm going to give you about under a minute to decide this.
Kromm.
We probably can't. We probably can't take it.
Oh, no. I can feel it. Like, we're so close.
All right. We've got 2 calls for the hard room. However, 3 calls for the hard room.
No.
I regret my words.
Guys.
4 calls for the hard room. 5 calls for the hard room.
I know. The audience is really divided on how awesome we are.
All right, and I'm gonna close it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the easy. 5 for the easy. 5 for the hard.
Let's spin the chaos wheel to decide.
I'm gonna call this last one coming in. Final vote from Spoonkins for the easy room. Oh wait, 7v5. Hold on, I must have missed a few in the chat. This is what mods are for.
Oh, don't tease us like this.
All right, easy room it is. So you are
Ball
not.
already has blue balls.
Throw that out there.
You are not going to be.
Thanks, Mom, for saving us.
You are not going to be in a room filled with darkness. It will just be a normal cave. That being said, you do see 2 giant bats hanging from the ceiling. Lazy Gothy has redeemed a rousing speech, giving you all inspiration.
Thank you, Lazy
Yes.
Gothy. Oh.
And that is going to have Vomm, you are up first, and Shady Scott has actually redeemed Mass Healing Word for 5,000.
Oh!
So,
That's huge.
Our bard has healed us. From the audience, she cheers us on.
let's see here. All right.
Oh, we love you guys.
I'm very sorry that I only rolled a 1 on that die, so you're gonna you each recover 3 health. It's still that.
Well, I am now 400% healthier.
It's a big deal.
Okay.
Was that?
No, 300%.
3.
I can't do percentages.
3 health. So
can
with
do-
that, Vomm, you are up.
Oh boy. Right, so I have the rousing speech. Do I have anything else? Any...
You're still poisoned. Other than that, that is it.
Oh dear. Well, I assume these things are flying.
Yes, they are flying, but they are low to the ground. They're within range.
Right. Okay, I'm going to move up next to Lontil, and I'm going to chuck my spear using the inspiration to make it a straight roll at
All right.
this one.
I'm hearing from the chat that there's been a couple of adrenaline surges that I've been missing. Whew, I gotta figure out a better way of doing this. So, Vomm, there has been an adrenaline surge redeemed for you. So you don't have to spend your inspiration on that.
Well, then I will not. Thank you very much, kind stranger.
Thank you all so very much for helping me to keep on with this. Whew, I'm gonna have to get another mod just to keep track of this.
That will be 17 to hit.
17 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Also, an adrenaline surge has been redeemed for Fess.
Thank you!
Also, sorry, I know I said I wasn't gonna interrupt us as we did this, but I gotta make sure we've got all this. So, Vomm, you have 2 coming up. Chrom, you've got 1, and Fess, you've got 1 as well.
Wow, thank you, everybody.
So, Vomm, what was that damage that you rolled?
So I rolled 8 piercing
8
as the
points of
spear
piercing.
sails through the air towards its quarry.
All right. So 8 points of piercing to this first giant bat that takes it in the wing.
To be clear, do I have 2 adrenaline surges yet to redeem, or have I now used one?
You've used 1. You haven't redeemed your inspiration. So you have 1 adrenaline surge left. You still have your inspiration point to hold on to. And that's where you are.
Excellent.
Yes. All right. Anything else from you, Vomm?
Nah.
All right. That is then going to bring us to Fess.
Alright, with my last turn, in which I am able to deal extra radiant damage, I shall go right here.
All right. And you have an adrenaline surge on this.
Thank you, audience!
All right.
Let's hear it.
That is going to be a 9.
A 9 is not going to hit the giant bat. As you rush forward, your rapier going forwards, it catches the bat in the wing, but it hits an already tattered area. Nothing happens.
That hurt my soul.
All right, Fess.
That happens.
Anything else from you?
My
Your
rapier is faded.
all right. That is then going to bring us to Kromm the Crusher.
Yes. Chrom would like to take a step. Actually, he will stay right where he is. He will draw a javelin, and he will use his inspiration. No, he will use his adrenaline to
There you go.
chuck it at the northmost bat with advantage.
Alrighty. Northmost bat with advantage. Go ahead and roll that attack.
That is a 19 to hit.
19 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
All right.
Northmost Bat is also a good band name.
Yes.
We've got
not
right
as
hand-
good as right hand raven.
Right hand raven and northmost bat.
All right, that is 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points of piercing damage as your spear flies through the air and catches it quite nicely in its torso. Anything else from you on your turn, Chrom?
Yes, Chrom would like to then take a big step back.
Okay.
Bring his back to Vomm and pull his flail out for the next turn.
All right, pulling your flail out for the next turn. That is going to bring us to the bats. This first one, before it attacks, an adrenaline surge has been redeemed for... Oh, in a tech chat that I can't read that color. Redeemed by Jib Jabber 85. Has redeemed that for you, Fess, so you have another adrenaline surge on your way.
I will kill this bat! Thank you!
Alrighty, that is then... Oh, goodness gracious. And now I can't see the chat anymore because I had to look and see who that was. The bat is going to attack you, Fess, and that is going to be a 17 to hit, which, if I know Fess, means nothing is going to happen.
I laugh in the face of your 17.
Oh my goodness, yeah, no, I can't see chat at all anymore. All right, there we go. I've got it back. There we go. Cool. And also, while I couldn't see, Zagmeister has redeemed a sabotage on the bat. I'm going to say that since that first bat was already attacked, we're going to have this sabotage be on the next bat, who is going to fly forward and come at you, Chrom. So with this bat being sabotaged, that first roll of a 14 on the die, the 11 on the die, bringing it to a 16 to hit.
That will not hit.
That is not going to hit. The bat comes in and nothing happens. So, bats are done. Lontil, you are up. What would you like to do?
I have the adrenaline pumping through me. I'm feeling the cheer of the crowd. I would like to use my movement to engage with this bat that Fess is fighting.
All right.
I'd like to use my inspiration point to make a scimitar attack at its flappy furry wings.
Alrighty.
That is an 18 to hit.
18 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that will be 6 points of slashing damage.
6 points of slashing damage on your first attack. Very nice. Anything, well, for your bonus, your extra attack?
For the first time, I'm feeling cautious. I'm going to use my second action to disengage.
Okay.
And move myself here.
Alrighty. Well done.
And then that'll finish my turn.
Okay. That is then going to bring us to... Where'd they go? Here we are. That's going to bring us to Vomm. Whoop, uh-oh. One moment, Vomm. I appear to not be able to hear you. I'm going to reconnect very quickly.
Oh, that was my problem.
Oh, okay.
The simple press of a button.
Ah.
Having thrown my spear, I will turn and move so that I'm going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, flanking this bat.
Okay.
I'm going to try and knock it out of the air with me hammer.
All right, go ahead and do so.
That will be a 16.
16 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ha! Didn't even have to spend any advantage for it. Oh, max damage. Yes.
All right, what are we looking at?
11.
11 points of damage on that attack.
This
Okay.
one goes up to 11.
So, with this bat taking a rather large amount, it's still flying strong. Anything else from you, Vomm? All right, that is then going to bring us back to the top of the round with Fess. Chrom, you are on deck.
Despite my affinity for bats, I will have my vengeance upon this one. I will hit it! And thank you to the audience for the advantage. There we go. Finally, that's 15. Please.
15, yeah, that is definitely going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Thank you. That is going to be 7 damage of the piercing variety upon this bat.
7 damage of the piercing variety on this bat is, that's gonna be pretty darn good. Anything else? What? Actually,
That is my turn.
it is looking very rough, but still flying. Anything else from you, Fess?
Stare it in the eyes and challenge it to face me.
All right, Chrom, you are up.
Chrom thinks back to his very first bout on the Gauntlet where he snatched that bat out of the air and bit its head off. He thinks, can he do it again? No, he cannot! He swings with his flail! That is 17 to hit.
A 17 is gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage is going to be enough to bring this bat out of the sky. It falls to the ground. Anything else from you, Chrom?
Absolutely. Chrom would like to now move his full 30 feet of movement to the other side of the bat with Fess.
Alrighty.
As you run past, Air 5!
Air 5 on the way! As
you do, the bat is going to attack you, Fess, on its turn, rolling a 3, and with your 20 AC, it's going to bring that to an 8. It's still not going to hit you. Bringing us to Lontil. What would you like to do?
Seeing my quarry pincered between my friends, I would like to advance here.
All right.
Would this give me advantage on the attack?
It will. Go ahead and roll that attack for me.
Scimitar flying in, jaw open wide, a guttural scream coming from her throat. She rolls a 13 to hit.
A 13 is just gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage. As you do, a big old thank you for Jibberjabba84 for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to our community. That's amazing. Thank you so very much. I'm looking over at the chat. You're here. Thank you.
We're so grateful to our
Once again, max damage with my scimitar, 8 points of slashing damage on the first attack.
8 points of slashing damage is enough to bring this bat to the ground. Lontil, anything else on your turn?
I would like to do a happy dance.
You do a happy dance, and your happy dance, your feet are pulled out from under you, and you all feel the rush of air as you find yourselves in your sanctuary. Oh my goodness, you guys!
serious?
I am serious.
3 weeks in a row!
Wow!
No TPKs for us!
I'm sorry if it blew out anyone's ears. I did not think we were going to make it to the sanctuary.
The audience, if we killed your ears with our joy, but Kelemvor and our audience have smiled upon us. We have reached the sanctuary.
And wow, I'm shaking here, you guys. Upon reaching the sanctuary, you will all receive, including Lilith, who's not here, 502 experience points, bringing you to level 3.
Oh yeah!
Wow, and you are now officially a third of the way through the challenge rating 1/4 creatures. You guys, this is amazing.
And now remind myself and our fair and amazing audience, Gauntlet Master, upon leveling up, do we receive all the benefits of a long rest?
So, you do not.
Okay.
You receive the benefits of having leveled up.
Okay.
So you will get your new, any new abilities that are given to you. You will get the health that you have, that you get from leveling up, any spells that you get, any abilities that you get. Long rests only happen when the team wipes out.
Alright.
This is very good news because at level 3, Crumb gets 1 more rage.
So, we've got that.
I have more spell slots.
Spell slots are very good.
So, I'm going to go ahead and say, because we typically roll hit dice here in the sanctuary on camera, we've got a little bit of time left for our stream here. We're not going to move forward into any further rooms, but let's go ahead and let's roll those hit dice here and now. So, let's see.
So this will be our new maximum, not what we have.
Yes,
correct?
So whatever you roll is going to be your new maximum, and you will also gain that health as if you healed that much.
Got it.
That's an 8 on the die.
Fess.
All right.
Very nice.
6 on the die.
Very nice, Vomm. Kromm, how are things looking?
That is a 9 on the die for Crumb, bringing it to 12 additional points.
Very nice. And how are we looking, Lontil?
It's a 5, bringing her to 8 additional hit points.
A 5. Very nice. And actually, you know what? We're gonna get Lilith back next week, so we will go ahead and have her roll when she comes on our stream. So
I'm now in full health.
I want to give a massive thank you to all of our audience. You are the reason that we got this far. That Chaos Wheel giving Lontil haste, amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Or like the group heal right at the beginning.
Oh.
Amazing.
Oh my god, you guys.
That was a lucky heal too with the Chaos Wheel.
So at this point, we are going to go ahead and wrap things up. So a big old thank you again to all of our audience. If you've been enjoying this stream, please go ahead and hit the follow button. The more streams that you watch, you can accumulate those inspiration points. Those don't just happen from watching the Gauntlet. That will happen from watching any of our shows. So you can check out our full list of shows that we have. They are in our schedule. If you are enjoying this, we would love to see you in some of those. In addition to that, we are going to... Oh, if you would like to hang out and see any of us on social media, there are links to that below all of us. We are on YouTube, where you can watch our non-live shows. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. We are also on Discord. We have an official Adventures Pack community on Discord, where we are about to be heading over to hang out with our Discord community and do a post-show hangout where we are going to talk strategy, see how what went well, what could have been done better, and also we're going to go ahead and level you guys up while we are there in the Discord. So if you want to come on over and hang out while they level up, we would love to have you there. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Also, a big old thank you to our patrons. You guys are helping us to continue to grow. We are just making better and better shows with the more patrons that we get. If you are interested in becoming a Patreon or a member of our Patreon, there is a link below. You can get cool rewards such as downloads of all of the maps that we are using here in the Gauntlet. I release those periodically over time. And you can also get behind the scenes videos. And yeah, you can just help us grow. We love you all. Thank you so much. And we will see you next week in another round of the Gauntlet. Bye, all.
Thank you.